Well, I'm waiting for the right.
Man,
And just quickly, you said dig in the trenches. He does know the war's finished, right?
No, he's like one of those, blokes, in one of those Pacific Islands. He still thinks it's going on. He's still ready for a smash. It's never over. No, he does. He's building an extension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a brilliant film, and I can't remember what it's called. Something War in the Pacific or something like that with Toshiro Mifune, bloke. And I can't remember who the other bloke is. Anyway, it's an American and a Japanese, and they're stuck on the island. They don't know the war's finished.
Oh, yeah, brilliant. I've heard of that film. That's based on a true story, isn't it? I think.
All right, well.
I think. Well, I don't know.
But it was a good idea.
They a couple of Japanese fellas, didn't they? Like who were in their 80s, and they found them, and they didn't know the war was over.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think I got confused.
Well, maybe that film was still based on that truths. You don't know.
And just quickly, in that film, are the two of them actually still at war, or are they mates?
No, they're still at war, because obviously he goes around that side and sees a Japanese bloke and goes, "Oh my god!" And he said, "Well, there's an American bloke." Oh, who's the bloke? Is it someone like Lee Marvin or someone like that? I know it's definitely Toshiro's the Japas bloke. It's really good. Hell in the Pacific, maybe something like that. It's good.
Hell in the Pacific. IMDb 7.3 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 76%. Right, 90% of Google users like this film. Yeah, Captain Tsuruhiko, played by Toshiro Mifune. Well done. Stranded on a remote island in the Pacific.
I just called him Mifune. I didn't do the Mifune.
Mifune. Well, yeah. So now you know.
You know what I was talking about.
And he discovers a loudmouthed American pilot, Lee Marvin. So yeah, well done. two for two.
They've done a bloody what's his name, a cigar on it. Brilliant. It's all being recorded, and I'm not editing it out.
There you go. So why are we here then? Why the hell are we here?
Because it's the Ultimate Fighting Chat podcast, and it's not just me, and it's not just Yelland. It's Johnny Lightning knob down the bottom there, right? We're going to be doing UFC 231. I never heard of that one. 271. The Adesanya versus Whittaker. But this is the picks, and we're going to try and keep a log of these picks and see who wins at the end of the year. That's what we're going to try and do. Look, with all the will in the world, whether we do it or not, I don't know. But that's the intention. We're going to keep a little spreadsheet going, keep the scores going, and see who wins. My prediction is I think probably Yelland's going to win it. That's a prediction. I was going to say me, but it wouldn't have been genuine. There's a reason for it. I'm going to tell you my reasons straight off the bat, right? My reasons are I always get the picks wrong. That's mine, right? So I know why. I get done. Johnny, you ain't been in the game for that. You know, you've been in the game, but now you've been out of the game for ages. So you ain't going to know a lot of the new fighters. So you're probably going to get a bit of grief. Yelland ain't stopped following it. He ain't stopped following it. He's in it. He remembers the blokes. He remembers their previous fights. He remembers the name. And he's also a data whiz. So I've got a feeling he's going to do us. But anything can happen in this sport, as you know. So, you know, he might not. But that's just a prediction. That's my first prediction. That's my first pick. I think he's going to do
it. With that being said, do you want to maybe put some money down on this then?
Well, before we started recording, you heard the chat about money, so let's not even go there.
Yeah,
so,
I you two can do fun. It. No.
You know, the bet I was going to put on last weekend, I would have won that one.
Which was?
Strickland.
Oh, when we didn't do it, did we? Yeah,
Hernandez.
Yeah, we were actually in a real betting shop.
Yeah, I mean a real one,
a real one, like two blokes. Like the kind of blokes you'd see in there. Yeah, that was
you still allowed to smoke the eggs in there. That's the version it was.
Those ones, yeah.
Both
anything goes in there.
Yeah, and I actually got it up on the screen, didn't I? Entered it, and I went, "Oh look, I can win a bit of money here." And
I don't remember why we didn't do it.
I think we went to go and buy some Kit Kat, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Well, better use of your cash. I'll tell you. Look, I'm not really a betting man, but I did want to put a bet on Pena. Because the odds were ridiculous. And I just thought, what's a fiver? And I was kicking myself on that one because I think a fiver the return was like 150 quid. I don't know why I didn't. Well, I know I didn't do it because I didn't actually have the fiver at the time. But yeah, just goes to show. I didn't have a fiver like for betting. I didn't have a fiver for betting. So yeah, like betting money is like that's just got to be like extra, just chump change that is just nothing. You can't be going like, this is my last £5. Like, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I was like, I don't have money for betting. So
if you go in ladders like me and him did, right, you'll see all them blokes in there. None of them.
And that is why. That is why. Those places thriving through the pandemic, and that tells you everything you need to know, right? There was 2 of them opened up on my local high road when everybody else was closing down. Local coffee shop gone, like local supermarket gone, like you know, like the Indian bloke on the corner has been there for years, out of there. What is opening up? 2 new betting shops, right? And that just tells you everything. So yeah, you know.
But there you go.
Greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. You heard it here
and
first.
It's
I
become
heard it on Batman first.
Well, yeah.
It's become very normal, isn't it? I think like in America now, you see the UFC, all the betting and the DraftKings and all that stuff. It's all part of it now.
Triple A bet, all that's everywhere.
I thought it was illegal in America, in some places.
I think it was. Yeah.
Because you always see those American movies where someone's like it's usually like an Irish American gangster running a book or something like that.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got Italian restaurants.
Yeah. Imagine how much business Ladbrokes would do if they opened up in America,
mate.
Absolutely smash it. But yeah,
here we are doing a podcast. We're in the wrong line of work.
I'm coming from the dungeon. Johnny's coming from Kew Gardens. And Yellen's coming from, I don't know, it looks like heaven or something. A big, bright ceiling.
Well, given how long it took him to get his microphone working, he might as well be. So.
No, I'm in Ladbrokes. But but yeah, it's just quickly on what you said there. It is a sign of things to come. And what really annoys me about all those betting shops is when they give it all the chat on the adverts. Please bet responsibly. Oh, we don't want you to, lose too much money and all this sort of stuff. So
when the fun stops,
when all they do is constantly lay out stuff like, cash out here, cash in there, free bet if you do this, bet on the Grand National, you can get a free bet on Cheltenham. So, but you tell me you don't need to gamble irresponsibly, get lost.
Well, you just said it there. The reason you know about the gamble responsibly number and thing is because it's at the end of all these adverts. It's not at the end of an advert for washing liquid. It's at the end of an advert for gambling. There's bucket loads of them. Whether it be on the telly or on your blower. It's all the time.
Like I say, they say the phrase is when the fun stops, stop. And obviously, washing clothes isn't fun. And that's why they don't put it on those adverts. So there wasn't any fun to begin with.
I didn't even mean to do the clothes washing one. It's just the first thing that came to my head. And you're right, it's not fun. Drying the clothes is even less fun. The washing, you just leave it. And you could go, the drying, you leave it. As Yellen knows, though, we've both got one of those dry stands. It takes ages.
Yeah, I've got one as well.
Don't work.
Yeah.
I had it on the other day, 2 days. And the T-shirts that are on the bottom of it, don't ever put T-shirts on the bottom of it. They still had damp armpits. That was probably from the stench. But anyway.
And you get the damp smell in the room. Where they are.
Yeah, the sleeves are all folded down on themselves, isn't it? So it kept the moisture in there, and it was on the bottom, and obviously the heat goes to the top. But what are the bottom bars for then?
Socks.
No, actually, you say that, but it also, you can buy an accessory. So you can buy a Perez for it, right? Which is like an open net, and you put that on the top, and that's supposed to be for little things that fall off the bars. So, no, it ain't for socks. But you could put socks on it, and the likelihood is that the socks would have dried. But you're going to put socks over those bars, and they're all shiny, and they slip off. Anyway, those dry things, they're not very good. And he's got a different one. You've got a round one. Yours is different, and it's still crap.
No, I've given it away. Gave it to my mum.
Nasty.
Yeah.
You can have this crap thing that doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no,
that's how much I love you.
She said she wanted it. She did say she wanted it, to be fair. But it's it was an absolute waste of time. Again, like the betting adverts, it said this will dry anything. Jeans in 2 hours, T-shirts in an hour. I went back after 2 hours and I went, did I forget to switch it on or what? They're still absolutely soaking. And I think that honestly jeans takes about 6 hours, and then you still have the scenario that you fold them up, put them in your drawer, and you go and put them on the next day, put your hand in your pocket, and you're like, still damp, still wet.
Yep.
Still wet.
Told you.
Like your armpits, And And with the you want to ditch that thing anyway because the old energy price is going up. You want to get go back to the classics, get a washing line.
Yeah, but it's always raining in Ingers, isn't it?
Yeah, and
summer now, isn't it?
I do use it. I have got a washing line. I do use it. It only has to be. It's like the Real told me. Yelland will know the Real. He told me once. You only need a bit of wind, and it will dry. It don't need to be hot, and he's right. So I do use the washing line. So
and that's providing you've got outdoor space. Yeah, I live in a small pokey flat in East London. I don't even have the luxury.
To me, you live in a flipping jungle, boy.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
yeah, the last section of IKEA, just as you're leaving.
But don't give it all the chat. We all know how much it costs to live in London.
Yeah,
so
it is sheets. It is absolute sheets. And now you know why I'm having to sell all my arcade sticks. I'm joking, but yeah. Well, anyway.
Right. Anyway, look, we've agreed it. Products don't work. Nothing works. His microphone weren't working a minute ago. Yep. Computers don't work. This don't work. That don't work. They all say they do this, that, and the other, and none of them do. They're all crap, and they only last for a certain period of time. Everything breaks. That's understandable, but we've said it before. It's all within that year's, just outside of that warranty, and this stuff starts to go wrong.
Always.
So you know what I mean. Anyway.
So what's on yours?
And this is just okay. I've got Sonica.
Streets.
Yeah, well, all right. You have done me, but you know.
That's wicked. Your one's wicked though.
Hey, Johnny.
Yes.
Nani o nonde maska?
Ima wa mizu o nonde.
Ah, sumaranai.
どうしてつまらないの?
Yeah. Adesanya, Yelanda. Nei Homa. Nei they take him take Guangdong. They can all do this stuff. It weren't fair what the pair of you did there. You know what I mean? Doing the Japanese, him up there and him down there. It was crap, that. Right?
He started it.
I know he did.
Sorry.
You carried it on, though. It's bad.
Yeah, but
exactly. Yeah,
your Chinese was wicked. I just want to say that was wicked.
Mama there. It means it's so-so. It's all right.
Yeah, so to get that, say that last bit, mama there.
Mama there.
Yeah, so in Japanese, it's the same. Madamada desu. Very similar sound. Very similar sound.
That was very similar. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So
should we do this or what?
You can also add stuff to it. So when I was trying to learn, I tried to learn it like an English bloke. So I always ask things like, I don't want to just say so-so. I want to say, it's not bad. It's quite good. And he'd go, you don't need that. They don't have that. And I went, yeah, but they have the words for it. So I used to speak like I spoke. I used to try and speak like I speak now in their language. So I'd go, mchoa, mamade, which would be not bad. You know, not bad, so-so. Where they go, you don't need that. You just need one or the other. But I wanted to still be me.
That's it. That's how you get your character out. Yeah, I think that's good, and good on you for doing that.
Well, I actually also do the same. I try and do the English sayings, but in Japanese. So brass monkeys, I try and find out the word for brass. I haven't found that out yet. And then also the word for monkey, saru. And then I'd say that, and then people go, I have no idea what he's talking about. You know, if you're in Japan and you went to the news agents and went, it's brass monkeys, but in Japanese, they'd have no idea what you're saying. But I was going to do the same thing.
They would. They'd know that you're saying brass monkey, but they'd go, why?
Exactly.
Why is it saying brass monkey? Yeah.
And exactly. Then similarly, so I did the same thing. I tried to say, like when you say, when you meet someone through like people, and you go, oh, it's a small world. Right? So in Japanese, small is chisai and world is sekai. Right? So I said, chisai sekai. And my wife was like, what are you talking about? And then I said, well, it's a small world, chisai sekai. And she was like, no. So the Japanese version is seken wo semai, which is the Japanese way of saying it's a small world. So it's very interesting how we take the literal approach of the word, and we try and just translate it directly. But then there's usually the sort of, the native languages, native version of doing it, which is often different. So
they still have it.
Yeah,
but they've got a saying for it. Yeah.
Yes.
Like brass monkey.
Yeah.
What's
crap
weird
one
though,
to
right?
try and say. Why? I've never heard you say brass monkey in English. Ever.
I've said brass monkeys.
Not to me. Not to me, Wayne. How many chats do we do? I've never heard it.
You probably weren't listening. But it was.
It's because your mic weren't on.
Yeah, probably. But you know, if I said, like you said there, Chisai Sekai for small world, right? I still would have thought that someone might go, we don't really say that in Japan, but I know what you're trying to say because I understand the word Chisai and I understand the word Sekai. As in England, we say it's a small world, but if, say, a Japanese person came over to England and said, it's a tiny planet, I'd still understand what they're trying to get at.
Thank
you know what I'm saying?
You would.
But for some reason, it doesn't translate the same because there are times where I said to someone the other day, "E shitsumon," good question, right?
It didn't sound like that's what you were saying to me, boy.
That's pretty my pronunciation. But the word for good is "e," and the word for question is shitsumon, right? So I just put the two together and went "E shitsumon," and they went, "What?"
No, I do. I definitely do it more than you, for sure. No, he don't. Yes, he does.
But do you know what I'm saying? But they didn't understand that.
I know what you're saying in English, yeah.
So
I've translated that one.
Interesting, isn't it? Language. Anyway, any language.
Very interesting.
Why are we
here? A podcast or a podcast about war movies? So,
but we do say this often about the language. You know, people always say it's hard to learn the English language and all that. And obviously, when you're a youngster, you think, "Oh, cool." You know, it's not because it's your mother tongue, and to you, it's not difficult. But when you really think about it, and you say try and look at another language and its structure, then you kind of start to go, "No, English is very, very difficult." You know, why do we have so many words for good? You know, in Cantonese, to me, there is one word for good. How do you say good? And that's it. But I go, yeah, but we also say fantastic, brilliant, amazing, wicked, wonderful. Yeah. You know, we can use things like beautiful for that. Also, we know it mean a different thing, but that can also mean good. So we have so many different things. So you can understand why when you say these things to someone else, they go, "What's fantastic mean?" And you go, "Well, it means good or whatever." And if you said the word beautiful, they might go, "Oh, thanks." It's like, no, I was saying that the food was beautiful. So then I start to realize English is difficult, tricky.
No, and that's why you can get involved in all the tenses. So in Japanese, you've just got 4 tenses. In English, you've got a lot more. So yeah, I think English is really difficult. Like I say, we take it for granted. But
of course we do. Yeah, and why wouldn't we? But now I understand it when people say it. It's like, yeah, there's just loads going on, isn't there? And we're creating new words all the time as well. Pathetic ones, admittedly, like OMG.
Lol. Lol. That's the worst one. Lol.
Which one?
When
lol.
Actually say
LOL.
LOL.
Yeah.
Oh, lol.
Yeah, but that's not a word now, is it? Is that a word?
Yeah, people say
kind of is.
Yeah.
No, but what I mean is that was written down. It ain't in the. They haven't added it to the dictionary.
But they will soon.
Yeah, I bet
they will soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I just wondered if they had or not.
Well, anyway, it ain't a language podcast.
And I'm running out of time.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Right.
Yeah.
We're doing chats, so it is a language podcast. But let's stick to the script here. UFC 231. No, 271. We're gonna do the picks. I've said this already, so I'm not gonna say any more. Let's do the picks.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm getting on with it, right? So we're gonna do the lot. Early prelims, we're gonna do the lot. And the first fight is, Mike
Diamond. Look at the state of him.
I have a question. Sorry, just real quick. Are we just picking the fighter, or are we picking the fighter and the method of victory?
Fighter, round, method of victory.
Oh, jeez, round as well. Flip's sake.
So you get 10 points for the correct fighter.
Points.
5 points bonus for the correct round, and 5 point bonus for the method of victory, and if you get the right round and right method of victory but wrong fighter, you don't get any points. Obviously, first thing is you have to get the right fighter, and then you can get bonus points after.
Yeah,
so that's all you need to do. Let's
go. He's like a data analyst. That's why he's part of it.
This is why we waited for you, Dave.
Now, by the way, Johnny, what's in your cup? Not what's on your cup. What's in it?
So that was to go back. That was actually what Deftoner asked me in Japanese. He said, "What were you drinking?" And I replied,
okay. So do I need to leave the stream at that point?
No, it's all right. We're not going to do it again. You've called us out. It's water.
In a cup.
In a mug, specifically.
Oh. All right.
Don't you mug me? Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Mug, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just water. So so for the record, obviously, well, you know, because I was on WhatsApp, I had COVID, didn't I? Like a couple of weeks back. Now, I've got to be careful what I say here. I don't want to say it was the best thing that happened to me. I don't want to say it was the best thing that happened to me. But in the midst of my illness, I just had to recognize a few things. And like, I'm very mindful of what goes in now. And I'm trying to avoid anything basically that's not water. So yeah, so I'm just on water now all the time. I've been drinking water for a long time, and I've been avoiding like sugary drinks for a long time. I don't drink like Coca-Cola and all that stuff for a long time. There's nothing new, but I'm extremely mindful of it now. And now I'm making a conscious effort to like remain hydrated, because I lost a lot of water when I was sick, and it's taken me a long time to just sort of get back and get like my hydration levels back to where they need to be. So yeah, water in a mug. And the reason it's in a mug, I do have cups, but I don't have Street Fighter cups. And that was a Street Fighter mug that a very good friend of mine gave to me, RP Begaso. If you're watching this, thank you. He gave that mug to me for Christmas. And so I drink water out of mugs. So there you go.
What's his name? RP Beggar.
RP Begaso. As in
So
10 Tigers.
Begaso. So Hutty is his name.
So Hutty, yes, that's right.
Normally played by, or the Ingers call him Sam Seed.
Right, I didn't know that. Okay.
Sam Seed, right? But his actual name is Sol Hutyi. That's his name. But it's Sam Seed. And it's often played by Yun Siu Tien, who's no longer with us, but he's the leader of the Yun fighting clan. And he's the father of Yun Wo Ping, who done the choreography on The Matrix and God knows what Hollywood films now. Yeah. So he's got a clan of kids after him. They're all brothers, and they all make amazing stuff. They're all brilliant.
And the most important bit, he's one of the members of the...
Oh, yeah, the 10 Tigers of Kwantung, yeah.
There we go.
He's the best, mate. I'm telling you. I can't believe it. So your mate's into that stuff, is he?
I don't know. It's just his name. Like, it's his nickname. I'll ask him. I'll send him a message. I mean, obviously, or else he wouldn't have chosen that name. He didn't just randomly
where did he get it from?
Yeah, he's come... But I don't know why, and I don't know the history behind it. But I'll ask him, and then I'll tell you on the next chat.
We were chatting about this the other day, right? And we mentioned Wong Fei Hung, who I told you in Drunken Master, the Jackie Chan film. Most people don't know. You go, I've not seen a Wong Fei Hung film. It's like, you probably have if you've seen Drunken Master. It's just that no one knows that he's playing Wong Fei Hung. Number one, because he's a youngster, and in the English cut, he's called Freddie Wong. But his teacher in that is Sam Seed, who is So Hutyi. He's Beggar So. Yeah.
There we go. Second World Semi.
What was that bit?
It's a small world.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Well, we said we weren't going to do that stuff again.
Sorry. But I thought we set that one up. You knew what that meant.
No, I've forgotten it. And I do it again. Let me do it and I'll say it and I'll remember it. What is it?
Second War Semi.
Second War Semi.
Perfect.
But second means soap.
It does, but not in that meaning. Flip's
Okay.
sake.
See what I mean?
And through this, it doesn't always translate directly. And I'm not Japanese. I don't know. I'll ask my wife next time she's here. She can tell you. Flip's sake.
Is that like you showing off? That's twice now that you've given me the clue that your wife's Japanese. So what?
No, but because that's legit. I'm not just going on Google and randomly finding this stuff out from like some kid that watches too much Dragon Ball. It's like legit. She's actually Japanese and from Japan. So where else am I going to get the source of the truth? Thank you,
Yellen. Exactly. The third time you've had to go on about...
you lot. Right, why are we here?
This is no reflection on what she looks like, but you're saying it's coming straight from the horse's mouth.
Basically.
And that's how we say it. That's how the English say it.
Calling my wife a horse.
I wasn't.
See, it goes both ways.
That.
I'm joking.
But I tell you what, I will call her Japanese because we know that by now.
Here's the thing, though. Could you say umano kuchi?
So horse's mouth.
Umano kuchi. So you guys another English saying.
Well, I'll ask. I'll ask my Japanese wife.
That's number 4.
The thing is, though, like you said, though, Yellen, you've put that together as an English bloke saying, but they'll just go, I don't know what straight from the horse's mouth means. But that's how you learn. That's why you say to them, well, it means this in in England?
Yeah.
You know, what does it mean? I mean, I know when to use it, but it's quite hard to explain what these things mean, isn't it?
Oh, what the origin of horse's mouth?
Yeah, it's quite hard. I mean, we use these things flippantly, but sometimes
you get on with the first pick, and I'll find out for you.
Yeah, and why is it horse and not another animal? So, are they supposed to be like honest? Are they horses like known as always being truthful? Because elephants are known for remembering. And look, let's get into this. We're going off piece.
It's a good point, though. That's what I'm saying. When you look at the language and you think of these things, I do like to figure out or find out what the origin of it is. Absolutely. Why a horse? Why ain't it straight from the pig's mouth?
So just on that very quickly. So apparently
they've got their mouth always open.
So the phrase "telltale sign"
holds the bit. You know, he has that thing called a bit. What they've shoved in its gob, that metal bar. Out of all the humans, isn't they? Why has he got to have a metal bar shoved in its gob constantly? Crap.
Yeah. I don't know if they still do that, but I do know that.
You think that might be banned now?
I would hope so, because that's like you said.
It's so crap. That when they pull it,
the horse is like, right, I definitely know what's going on here.
Yeah,
but I know,
crap, though, isn't it?
Like, traditionally, to find out the health of a horse isn't the best way to do it. Is to open its mouth and look at the quality of its teeth and stuff like that. And that's one of the quickest, best reads for finding out the overall health of a horse. So potentially it comes from that, where you're saying, like, you know, straight from the horse's mouth, like the truth I'm seeing in the horse's mouth. I'm seeing a quick read on the true health of this majestic beast.
How's his teeth going to be qual when he's constantly crunching on a metal bit?
and sugar cubes.
Yeah, and the constant feeding sugar cubes. But anyway,
apparently, someone said to me that the phrase "telltale sign" is apparently, you know, like when a dog gets like a whiff of like a fox or something, it goes like, and it does, and its back goes straight, and its tail goes straight, and its whole back is straight, and it's poised, ready to attack.
Yeah.
Like, apparently, that's where it comes from. A telltale sign. But apparently, I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've been told.
Oh, because it's like a sign, yeah.
The tail goes, and you're like,
yeah,
there's a fox around here, or there's a mouse or something, or
yeah, I didn't know that either. Brilliant.
So there you go.
Right, what do you want to know?
Yet?
Yeah, I know.
From the horse's mouth.
Hunting. Hit me with it.
So Gav was right.
Yeah, I know why he's cringing. Yeah, go on. He was right.
You remember that, right? But it's to examine age and stuff like that. So that was the earliest use, was to examine the age and stuff like that of the horse by judging its, I guess, the inside of its mouth, teeth, stuff like that. I guess you could tell.
Don't worry about the bit where there's all the rust from the metal. They leave that bit and go. That's always going to be. That's just at the back. We know why that's there.
But the other associated meaning is in horse racing, tips. So if you would give a tip to someone and say, "Listen, bet on Desert Orchid," you know, it's a surefire hit. I've heard it straight from the horse's mouth. It's the horse has told you, "Listen, I'm winning this one."
The horse has said, "Yeah, I'm going to win this." Yeah.
Right. So So it's associated with betting in that regard.
And how perfect is that? Who could have done that? It's associated with what? Betting. And what are we doing? We're not exactly betting, but we are doing picks. What's it called? Yellen, what's it called? A segue. He's frozen.
He's frozen. Oh, God. After the morning we've had.
What a brilliant shot that he's frozen on as well.
Does he know he's frozen? Should I tell him in the chat he's frozen?
Tell him he's frozen.
Yellen.
You're frozen. Now, he did say to me, it's brilliant that every time you're typing, you're screaming.
I was like, wow.
Look, now, he did say to me when he was having the microphone problems that, my internet's not working now. So he could have a little delay. But yeah, I heard Tank. He's crashed out of that stream.
Please.
Let's crash him back in.
I really hope he can join twice.
Let's go.
Yes, he's back.
Let's get it done.
Get in.
Was that your interweb, crashing out?
Yeah, I'm upstairs.
Okay. I see. Yeah. Okay. Well, look, if you don't respect what we're doing, that's fine. All right. Okay. Look, we don't want to be influenced by each other, but we might be. So what I'll do is I'll go first on this one. Then, next person go first on the next one. I've got no reason to go for this. I'm going to go for Mike Diamond. Now, I have got a reason. The reason is because he's also in the Black Dungeon, like me. And if he was in the Black Dungeon, then obviously we wouldn't be able to see him at all. So I'm going Mike Diamond. That record that I've put up there ain't real. He didn't have a picture, didn't have a record. I don't know what his record is. And I like this. He's coming in as the mystery man. And I'm going for the mystery man, Mike Diamond. And I'm going to go for... I mean, he's really going to set the world alight here. This is going to be a round 1 TKO from Mike Diamond. Put it down, Yellen. Let's go. Next, Yellen, you go next. Go on.
But
Once you put my results in, round 1 TKO, Mike the Mystery Diamond. There you go. I've given him a name as well.
All right. Oh, hang on, I've messed it up.
Right, Gav, anyway. Do your pick because he's taking ages, but it's understandable.
Yeah, no problem. And just for some context, I think the reason you couldn't get a picture and the reason you couldn't find his record is because his name is actually Mike Mathetha. And Diamond is his nickname, so that's why. And the record that I've got here on Sherdog is that he's 3 wins, 0 losses, and 0 draws. So yeah.
Right, so he's 3-0, so he's brilliant. And
he's had 1 decision win, 1 submission win, and 1 KO win. So
look, thanks for all that, right? Because that could sway my, but it's not gonna. I've done it. I can't change it.
I'll tell you something even better than that. He's from City Kickboxing, so he's definitely gonna win.
He's a City Kickboxing bloke, is he?
So, yeah. So we've had Sniffer's prediction, Deftona.
Yeah, but wait a minute. I did my prediction based on no data. I mean, it's literally no data. It was 0-0-0 on my screen.
True.
Now you've given some context there, and that might be a good thing. And if either of you do have more context than the record, which is obviously on the screen, by all means, add it in. But I'm sticking with him. Next up is, let's go, Yellen. Next up, what's yours?
Yeah, I'll go with Diamond and all.
Well, you know, I know I said about not being influenced, but it's understandable. With my reasoning, it's understandable.
I think he's going to put on a sparkling...
Playing on his powers.
No, he's going to put on a sparkling display, I said.
Oh, see what you did there.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, nice one. Right, anyway, I'm going to
apply the pressure.
I'm going to go, another good one. It's your turn now, Sniffer. You've got to come up with one.
No, I've done mine. Oh, sorry, one of those things. Okay, yeah, he's going to be... he's going to be sharp in there.
Brilliant.
Nice.
What was the elbow?
Point, like a diamond tip point, like.
Yeah, but you weren't. I know you were trying to give it a clue. Were you just? It's crap. You were just trying to get
crap,
two
yes,
in there.
not even...
Just...
I was trying to help.
It was my go. You heard it. He said you're trying to come up on Sniffer. I've got someone doing an elbow at the bottom. Elbow off. It's your own thing. You done yours. He weren't. You know. Right. What's your prediction?
Diamond decision.
A diamond decision, yeah. Okay, all right. John, lightning. Let's go. Is he going to strike like lightning?
Oh, that's a good one. To be fair, I don't know what to say. I'm going to say
on a podders, there's chats.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, simply because of what you said. I mean, I don't know either of these guys. You're right, and I've literally only just found out Mike Diamond, and that's not even his name.
And I've done a pick. You still got to pick someone.
And I'm going to say Mike Diamond decision.
It's brilliant that he's now Mike Diamond, even though he's now know that that's his nickname. But it's a pretty good name, Mike Diamond.
And I'll tell you why specifically, because he's young. He comes from City Kickboxing. He's got an early record. He's going to come in shape. He's trying to make a name for himself. But Jeremiah Wells is seasoned. He's experienced, and I just think they'll probably nullify each other. But Mike might get the edge.
Well, I mean, geez.
There you go.
I mean, a real powers prediction. You don't get bonus points for all that crap.
Well, why not? We should add that in.
You should add it to the spreaders.
Thanks.
Yeah, you know why not? Because I've got to come up with reasons, and I've just said because it's in the Black Dungeon. So yeah, that's it. That's it for me. Look, so we've done that. Let's just move on to the next one. So we're not here all ingers.
And sorry if you can hear my stomach rumbling. I'm properly hungry, so I'll try and mute my mic when it's rumbling. Sorry.
Mute your mic on a chat show.
You know, like I'll ride it. I'll have it on and off. You know, as my stomach rumbles, I'll turn it off and then on again.
I'll just leave it. It's real. If you're hungry, you're hungry.
Yeah.
Douglas, Silva Andrade versus Sergey Morozov. This time, well, we'll do it in order like that. Yellen first, please.
Well, I mean, firstly, just to say, Andrade has just got one of the best bods in the UFC.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, but he also does look a little bit like, the film The Mummy. When he's getting his flesh back, it looks like, he needs to he needs to consume a couple more people just to fill out his face.
He's got skull face.
Anyway.
Yeah, he's got skull face. Okay.
He's
maybe that's his nickname, Douglas Skullface de Silva. It's not even actually. You know what his nickname is? D Silva.
But there, it's Silva D. So do they call him Douglas Silva D de Silva Andrade?
I left the nicknames off because they're too long. His actual nickname is D, just a letter D, not a DE, just a letter D Silva.
Oh. So do they say
Douglas
D Silva?
Yeah, give us that one more time. Sorry.
Yeah, go on. We didn't hear you.
No, we're talking to you. What's his name?
His name is Douglas Silva de Andrade, but his nickname is D Silva. I've left it off there because it was too long. Crushed it up.
So his name is Douglas D Silva D Andrade.
Well, I don't know. I didn't know where to put his nickname. You're right.
Oh, right.
Okay. I don't know. You tell me, where does the D Silva bit go? Douglas D Silva de Andrade. Where does it go? Or does it go Douglas Silva D Silva? Where does it go? I don't know.
I reckon it's after the Silva D. So I reckon it's Douglas Silva D Silva Andrade.
I really hope it isn't that. I'm going to be watching Bruce Buffer, see how he gets on with this. But
yeah,
I'd say it goes at the start or at the end. D Silva, Douglas Silva de Andrade. Either way, it's a naff nickname. Anyway, he's still going to win. That's what I'm going for.
Face.
I'm going for it.
Listen, if you're going to have a bod like that, something's got to give, innit?
Yeah, he's had to take it out of his face to put it on his boots. Yeah. But I think he's been in the UFC a fair old while. He's had some decent wins, and it takes a brave man to bet against a Russian fella. But I'm going for De Andrade to mummy him in round 2 with a TKO. Done. Next.
Yeah, well, it's going to suck the life out of him, innit? That's what they do.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Okay. Make a note of it on the spreaders. Johnny Lightning, what are you saying?
I'm going with Sergey Morozov on this one, and I will say a decision again.
Now he's playing the numbers game. All right.
No, well, do you want to know why? I'm not playing the numbers game. I'll tell you why.
You didn't want to know why in the first fight, but you said it. But go on then. It's a chat show. It's a chat show. Just have it. No, go on. Let's go.
I just think looking at these two, I think they look quite evenly matched. I think Sergey's going to be doing a lot of grappling, and I just think we all know what the Brazilians are like on the floor. They're very, very good, and I just think it's going to be a scramble for 15 minutes, and it'll be a decision for Sergey. I think he'll just slightly get the better of him because the way he's looking there, like he's like, you want to fight me? You want to take a picture of me? That sort of looks. He's like, I'll show you. So yeah, I think he's going to get the edge.
All things come into play, including the shots. You've got a muscle business there, and you've got a bloke who looks like he's going burries, right, and get his lunch.
That's it.
I'm going with the relaxed. Is he Russian? You said, is it a Russian fella? I'm going to go with
Kazakhstan, I think.
And I don't care how good the Brazilians are on the floor. I'm going the wrestling over it because when he's on the floor and he's trying to do all the jits, this guy's just going to be laying on him. So it's a decision, Morozov. That's it.
Mm. Yep. I think there is something to be said for that. Being overly muscular is definitely going to count against him if it is a grapple-heavy fight. But anyway,
if it turns into a grapple-heavy fight, but yeah, well, I don't even know. I don't think I've seen this Morozov. I might have seen him. Has he had fights in UFC?
Yeah, he's had a couple.
All right, okay. Well, anyway, he's going to do this. D Silva.
All right. Next.
Records are up there, boys. AJ Dobson versus Jacob Malkoun. And it's your go, Johnny Lightning, to be first.
Jacob decision, man. These two look, and with all due respect, they don't look very exciting. And just the fact that Jacob's got more experience, he's got more fights under his belt. I can't see either of these two doing any damage to the other one. and they're just going to hug each other for the full fight. So I'm going Jacob decision again.
And Yellen's
And I say that
frozen,
respect.
and it's the
He's
best
frozen again.
shot.
Oh no!
And we've got to zoom in on that frozen shot because it's absolutely fantastic.
And sorry, I'm really sorry. My missus has just called. Give me 1 second. I just need to grab this call.
It's
just
real.
in case.
Don't worry about it. We like real life. We've got double Yellens in the stream, so that's staying. Brilliant.
Right.
That's good, isn't it? That. Look at where it stopped and all. Oh, it's dumped you out. I didn't do that. I wanted you in it. Yeah. Johnny Lightning's doing real life and taking a call and muted his mic. So what we'll do is we'll continue because he's picked Malkoun decision. And I don't like doing sames, but that is actually what I want to say as well.
Boring.
Yeah, and I can't say but I know. Oh, me boring. Yeah. Okay, I'll go Jacob Malkoun. No, I can't do it. It's a decision, I think. I mean, that's it. I'm not copying him. It's just what I think. Your go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because there's not really much to go on with either of these fellas.
Yeah, well, agreed. I've got no data.
Are
you going to look at some data, are you?
I remember Malkoun from before, and I remember thinking, I remember not really being overly. I don't know.
Right. Well, let's have a decision.
That was a really bad bit of chat. That, but
it was bad. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for Dobson.
He's mixed it up. Okay, by what method? Let's go.
By decision.
All right. Okay. No reason to hang on any longer.
Yep. Get on the next one.
Yeah. Carlos Ulberg. I'm going to say Ulberg, not Ulberg. Let's go Ulberg. Carlos Ulberg versus Fabio Cherant. And Carlos Ulberg, because this might help with your decision-making, boys. I'm going to pick this one first. Might help. His nickname is Carlos Blackjack Ulberg and Fabio Water Buffalo Cherant. I don't know if that helps make your decisions, but I'm going with a shot and the muscle business and the confidence in that shot. I'm going Ulberg, and I think he's going to blaze the hell out of this guy in raise one, not round one. He's going to raise his chin in round one. He's going to blaze him out. It's KO round one to Carlos Ulberg. That's that.
Bit of a looker, isn't he? Ulberg, don't he look amazing?
Yeah, man, he looks qual. No, Gav's. I mean,
is my mic working? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I was just chatting this whole time. Phillips, right, just real quick. Where is Carlos from? Where is he from?
Where's he from?
Yeah.
Sounds like Sweden or something with a name like that, Ulberg.
He doesn't look well, though. You're right there. I mean,
yeah, he looks amazing. Looks like a film star.
He does. So let's go. What's your pick?
Lightning. It's me, right?
No, either one. Don't matter.
Well, look, Ulberg, New Zealand.
All right.
New Zealand. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But go on.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
What, me? Sorry, did you say you had like MMA history to hand? Do we know if is he a sort of like grappling guy or is he a knockout guy?
You've got his record up there. You've got the shot of the bod. I mean, it's pretty obvious he's going to do it.
Yeah, he's stand up, isn't he? I'm going to say Carlos Ulberg. I'm going to say no, actually. Oh man, this is hard, and I'll tell you why. Because Water Buffalo.
Oh, the wicked name.
That's throwing me off. That tells me that like maybe he trains in water or something, and he's got like wicked cardio or like. Do you know what I mean? Like, if
he trains in water, he's going to be fast as lightning, right? Because when he gets out, he's slow in water.
The other thing is,
you've got something. I can't change it. I've done mine, but you got something there.
You could change it if you want. I don't mind.
No. We have to stick to some rules. I can't change it. That's it.
And the other thing is, if his previous performance is anything to go by, he don't train in water. I'd argue he probably don't even train. So,
I'm going to say Carlos Ulberg, and I'm going to say TKO second round.
Okay. All right.
So what happened to all the, training in water?
Well, I'll be honest. When you look at the card in general, there's a lot of New Zealanders on there, right? We've got Whittaker, we've got Adesanya, we've got a couple of other blokes on there. The fact that this guy's coming in prelims, early doors, look at the bod, look at the face. He looks very confident. He's got less losses than Water Buffalo, right? Something tells me that this fight has been matched up favourably for a New Zealander to win, to entertain the New Zealanders who are tuning into the cards to watch their fellow countrymen. So there's a part of me that just kind of thinks like he's going to have the edge. And the reason Water Buffalo was throwing me off, outside of the training in water and all that kind of stuff, is we've seen this before. These guys that are muscle business, they've got a round at best, then they start to flag, right? And it's at this point the Water Buffalo drags them into the deep waters, and we see that the truth comes out. So at first I was like, Fabio, I can see it going the distance, and he wins, and it's boring, and nobody cares. But then I'm like, nah, there's a reason Carlos has been put in there against this guy, and he's from New Zealand, and I just think he's going to have the edge, and that's why I say second round TKO.
That's caused me a real problem here, because now I'm going with the Water Buffalo. I can't change it, because now you've given me some chat. The Water Buffalo, he's listening to this. You know that, right? Everyone listens to this. He's listening to this, and he's going, you know what? I've got a point to prove here. I'm going to take this good-looking chump out of here. That's what he's saying. So I think you've changed. That face we've got there is the face he had before this chat. Now this chat, that face ain't going to be like that. That's set in stone. That's at the time. But that face is going to change. And he's going to prove us all wrong. I'd say we've still got a decision. I can't change it. I'm still going Ulberg round 1 TKO. But you've got a good point about the muscle business and him getting exposed.
Right. And can I say two other things? A minute ago...
It's a chat show. Say it.
I gave my reasoning. You were like, I don't want your reasoning. You were like, oh, no, give me some chats. That's wicked. Change my mind, which is best. But the other thing is, Fabio is actually American. He's born and raised in America. So my thing is, he's got the whole high school wrestling thing behind him, and we all know that's a big deal, and it changes fights, right? And I kind of feel like Carlos probably doesn't have that. So I kind of feel like Water Buffalo probably is going to get the edge on this. He probably is going to take it into deep waters. Probably is going to win a decision. But I feel
changing your own mind?
I don't know. But I feel like Carlos has been put in there against him for a reason, and that's why I say second round TKO. I'm sticking to my guns.
So those extra chats were for nothing, right? Well, you're after them, you got them, and they meant nothing, right? But
true. No, but they helped you.
There's so many New Zealand city kickboxing blokes on it just because of the Adesanya thing. Because is this one in Yelland? No, is this one in Houston, Texas?
It's in Texas, yeah.
Yeah. So Derek Lewis.
Oh, actually, Sorry, wait. This is a huge factor. Is there a crowd, or is this like quiet business? Because that is actually
a crowd if it's in Texas.
The Apex ain't in Houston, is it? So yeah, it definitely is.
Crowd.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm sticking to my guns with all my answers so far then. All my predictions so far. Yeah, thanks.
Well, you haven't got any choice. You can't change them. That's it. You can't talk yourself out of it. Yeah. Yelland, let's go. What are you saying?
I've put Ulberg round 1 KO.
Right. Well,
Nice.
Sometimes that's the way to do it. So we've all gone the Black Jag, have we? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the next one is Alexander, the Great Ape Hernandez versus Renato Moicano, no nickname version.
It's
me first.
Yeah, let's go. Go on, you first. Yep.
Who's that to? Me?
Yeah.
I actually think this is one of the best fights on the card. But I also heard that Alexander Hernandez had the ump with being on the early prelims. And I get it, because I do actually think he's been in it for ages. So is Moicano. They're both kind of quite highly rated, had some good wins, and they're both...
It's a bit weird, because you're right. They are names that I know, and they are on the early prelims. But you could say that's due to who's on the card afterwards, because Roxanne Modafferi's fighting after him. What are you going to do? You're going to put them after Modafferi? Come on.
Yeah. So
right.
I actually think it's a really difficult one. I actually quite rate that Moicano. I think I'm going to go Moicano decision.
I like both of these guys. I agree. They're both good.
I think they're both good. I think Moicano's just going to sort of maybe I think Alexander Hernandez is a little bit overly aggressive, loads up on his punches a bit. And I think Moicano, afraid he doesn't get caught, will just sort of, a bit longer, a bit leaner with his strikes and all that. And I think he'll just sort of point strike him out the game. That's what I'm going for. Moicano decision.
Okay, well, I'm going Hernandez decision because I do think it'll probably be mostly on the feet, and I think Hernandez has got the advantage there, and he's just going to be there on the end of the flipping jab. You know what I mean?
Oh, look,
on the end.
Camera's going.
Right, he's on the end of it, and this Moicano, you know what they're like. He's going to end up losing some breath a bit through, and he's going to get done. That's it. That's all I've got to say. So I'm going the Great Ape as a decision. And I think he's a good up-and-comer. I do think Moicano is good, but I'm not saying he's on his way out and he's all weathered. I'm just saying that this Alexander Hernandez, he's the one to keep your eye on. He's the one going further. Let's go. Johnny Lightning, please. That's your cue.
Thank you. What's that?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit...
Chopper.
It should be censored out, probably, that. I mean...
You can edit that one out.
Get us bloody banned with shots like that.
Wi-Fi going down. So.
What I do like is the relaxed nature of it. I'm going to just go.
Yeah,
give us a minute. I love it. Anyway, Johnny Lightning, whilst he's taking a trip round his house, let us know what your prediction is and give us whatever chats you want. Feel free.
Thank you very much. So Renato Moicano, I know the name. I've seen him fight before, but I haven't seen him recently. As you know, Alexander Hernandez, I don't know. But to Deftoner's point, I did read that he was like, why the flip am I on early prelims? Like, what's going on here? So I'm going to say first round TKO. Because I think he's got a point to prove. I think he's going to come out and just go, don't you ever flip and put me on the early prelims ever again. Bosh! Like, watch this. And then he's going to run to Dana White and he's going to go like that. Like, don't you do it again. Like, or whatever. Yeah, don't you fucking do it again. Like, sorry. Don't do it again. Like, I want main card. Or whatever.
That's going to get us less banned than that T-shirt he's wearing. Don't worry. So we've got the picks for that one done?
Yep.
We got the picks and the reasoning behind all these. I didn't know we were going for the reason. Maybe we should get extra points for the reasons.
Well,
right. The next fight on the card is still on the early prelims. I mean, these early prelims, it's madness. There's absolutely loads of them. This is Mana Boy Martinez versus Ronnie the Heat Lawrence. I think it's Johnny Lightning to go.
So I know nothing about either of these guys. I'm just looking at them.
Records are on the screen and you've got the bods and the shot. I mean, it's not nothing.
Yeah, I've got something. Sorry, what was Martinez's nickname? What's his nickname?
Mana Boy. But the boy is spelled B-O-I. Mana Boy. And the other guy is the Heat. He's the Heat. He brings the heat.
Man, do you know what? I'm just because of the B-O-I, that just tells me he's a simple guy and his life is probably just fighting and nothing else. Whereas Ronnie Lawrence, he's spent a bit of time on that beard, and I feel like he's probably got other things going on in his life.
And he's fighting and the sunbed a lot. I mean,
yeah, and like maybe he's not as dedicated as Manaboy is. So I'm going to go Manaboy, and because I know nothing about how he got those 9 victories, I'm going to cop out and say decision.
I really love the reasoning. And when that's all you've got is the records and the shot, because you've said that, I mean, I was going to go for the Martinez, but I think I'm going to go for the Heat Lawrence. One reason is just to be a little bit different and mix it up. And another one is because he knows he's going to be on telly. So he's taking care of himself a bit. Taking care of yourself, that does take a bit of effort. That means getting up, going to the gym. That's part of it. Maybe the sunbed and maybe the barbers is before or after the gym. The point is he got up and got out of the house to do those things. So I'm going Ronnie the Heat Lawrence. And I agree. It's the decision on that. It's going to have to be a decision because, well, that's it. Let's go, Yellen. What are you saying?
I seem to remember thinking Ronnie Lawrence was pretty damn good, actually, when I saw him. So I'm going to go for Ronnie Lawrence, and I'm going to go for him to get a second-round TKO.
Right. You see what I mean? You see what I mean, Johnny? I did say to you that he's got a better memory for stuff. He obviously, like I said, he remembers Johnny Lawrence. He remembers. I'm not saying he remembers the fight exactly what happened, but he's got something in there. He's got something in there. I don't.
Well, I don't remember Johnny. I don't remember Johnny Lawrence.
Just said Johnny. Yeah, it's Ronnie Lawrence, but it's all right.
Yeah, no, listen. No, you're wrong. Rewind it. You're wrong, right? Johnny, I'm talking to you, Johnny, about Lawrence.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good get out.
Rewind it and let's see, right? But yeah, it weren't a crap one, right? So anyway, next fight before I have to do more explaining.
Prelims.
We're on the prelims. This don't mean they're better. We're on the prelims, but let's have a look at who's on them. I mean, is it back to me? I think it's back to me, isn't it? Right. So William Nightmare Knight, bit of a run-of-the-mill one, versus, speaking of run-of-the-mill, Maxim Maximus Grishin. Now, Yelland, you'll probably like that Maximus because you'll say it's to do with the Gladiator, with Crow. Brilliant. Right? Probably. I remember the Maxim Grishin fella. I think William Knight and all. But look, Knight's too big. He's too powers. He's too muscle business. Unless he gets rid of him in the first round, Grishin, he's going to grind him out. It's a Grishin decision, and that's it. Now, I've told you why as well, roughly.
You're going for Grishin decision, yeah?
I am.
All right.
The second person who goes don't really matter because I can't remember. That's the reason it don't matter. So, yeah, it's true. I haven't got a clue.
I'll go then.
Okay,
I'm just going to say,
problem.
Well, I wanted to point out the fact that they've both got similar sounding nicknames to their actual names. So William Nightmare Knight and then Maxim Maximus Grishin, which I think was interesting.
Very, very interesting, yes.
Yeah. Let's spend a couple of minutes just talking about that. I'm joking.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's make more of that.
I'm just going to very simply say, I mean, just looking at that record, 31 victories, 9 losses. I mean, he's been around, right? And
even you know that, and you ain't watched it for 4 years. You know what I mean?
See? And in
that's
the picture,
why you're doing the chat, because you're using a different mindset for it.
Right. And from the pictures, William Knight just looks angry. Maxim looks frustrated, annoyed, like I'm supposed to be training and you've got me here doing pictures. Like, what the actual flip? And because of that, I'm going to go Maxim decision.
Right. What a great take. And you know what? I'm so glad I bothered to do these images because they're making the world of difference. Yelland, you pick, and if you've got one, the reason.
I'm going to go for Nightmare Knight.
But listen to when, Johnny.
That's all right. They all know.
listen to when. Ready? Go on.
Well, I don't actually think. Right, Knight. He's got a really bad flinch reflex. When people throw strikes at him, he's got a little bit of a habit of turning away or flinching a little bit, which I don't like. But he's actually not. He's gone. You know, he's won a decision before in his last fight, so he can go the 3 rounds.
What did I tell you about the data analyst? I told you.
He's just. He does look.
He's got more. He got more to it, isn't he? Told you.
Well, yeah, he should be working for Google, but we found out he's an IE user, so it's all right.
Yeah. I think he's. He can go 3 rounds, even though he's a big, stocky, strong sort of looking fella. And I'm going to go for a. I'm going to go for a decision. So I think.
What? So the big.
Yeah, I think
Grishin. Got no breath.
I think Grishin. He's had over 40 fights, so he's probably. Can keep himself in a fight, but I don't think he's. I think he'll lose.
All right, we'll see. Yeah. I'm really confident in this one. Unless Knight does him in round 1, Grishin's going to smash his teeth. Not smash his teeth. Just grind him out. Yeah, we'll see. Put it on the spreaders. You're in control of spreaders. Don't you be changing this later because I've got this on vid.
Yeah, no worries.
Right?
I ain't going to change it.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see. Right? Next fight then. Okay. Okay, right. Alex Perez. Has he got a nickname? No nickname on Perez. But we know Matt Dangerous Schnell. Now, we know the Matt Dangerous Schnell. Johnny Lightning. Do you know Matt Dangerous Schnell?
I don't know either of these fighters.
Yeah, no?
I don't know either of these fighters.
You didn't watch that program. He was on a reality show about fights.
Okay, right.
And I don't remember the name of it. Yellen probably does because of his stinking brain. Do you remember? He remembers the show. I know that for sure.
Was it Caged?
I think it was just Caged. MTV Caged on MTV, I believe. And it was pretty good, and he is pretty good. But hang on a minute. Who's picking first here?
I can go first if you want.
Okay, go on then.
Alex Perez decision.
Really, if you want, we're supposed to be doing it. Me, and and then the next bloke, and it's not really.
We're all friends here. I'll say Alex Perez, and I say decision. In fact, actually, no. Sorry, because you said this Matt Schnell was on a reality program, so I'm just gonna randomly say Alex Perez. I'm gonna say a submission, and I'm gonna say the second round. There you go. And it's completely random. There you go.
You're right. Well,
don't be swayed too much by the fact that Matt Schnell was on a reality show.
Long time ago.
Actually, he looked like he had a lot of talent on that, and that was a long time ago. And he's that was I can't remember when it was, but probably around 10 years ago that show.
It's just that face. He's like it's got that kind of, and I'm like, you're not taking this serious, man. So yeah, I say Alex Perez. Second round submission. I think Matt Schnell will probably hang for the first round, and then Alex Perez, as you can see by the tattoo on his arm, he'll go in for the kill. Second round, he'll drag him down, and he'll probably submit him. So there you go.
Listen, thanks, man, for using these images. It's a right pain, but it's brilliant that you're utilising them, and it's helping you with your decision making. I love it.
There you go.
I love it.
And can I just say as well?
Of course.
I'm not brushed up fully on my kanji. But those characters on his arm, if I'm right, and obviously if you're watching this video, keep me honest in the comments. But I believe that first character is big, and I believe that second one underneath it is mountain. I could be wrong.
Nah.
And they don't go together like that. But
yeah, so big, yeah. But you see the bottom is cut off a little bit, so you can't see it all.
Yeah, and that's why I'm 50-50.
Yeah, it's not. So. Yeah. I think it's big knob. No. After the Brazilian,
Yeah, no, that's
big
fair.
knob.
Yeah.
After him, yeah. So that's what I think it might be. So again, keep me honest and let me know, will you? Let me know if I'm showing off too much. I'm not really up to date on my kanji much. And most people don't even know what kanji is.
Haven't you got anyone you can ask?
Stop it.
Right.
We've been through this.
You deserve that.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Right.
I'll just get this one knocked off quick.
Go on then, mate.
I like Schnell, and I think he's really good, but he doesn't half leave his chin out to dry, doesn't he? I think he's going to get TKO'd second round.
Well, I have to say, I'm in agreement. I like Matt Schnell. I'd probably say I think he's probably a better fighter. He's very well-rounded, but he gets done a lot. And that's what you get through watching him. When I say he gets done a lot, he also goes on little mini streaks as well. So he ain't crap, but I think he's going to get done and all. And I agree that he's going to get... No, I'm going to go decision, but I do think he'll probably lose, unfortunately, yeah. But
at least
the decision, Matt Schnell will probably win. But it's too late, I've done it. Alex Perez, decision. Is that it?
Yep, sorted. Next.
Brilliant. Oh, okay. Right, listen. Okay.
To the proper fighters now.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. This is what we've all been waiting for, right? This is Roxanne, the happy warrior, Modafferi. I'm sure for the both of you, she's going to love all your Japanese influencey stuff, right? Because she loves all this stuff. Versus Casey King O'Neill, the undefeated Casey King O'Neill. Maybe Australian, something like that, I think. So might be on that, again, the Adesanya I know he's not Australian, but you know, it's the same thing, isn't it? Same place, you know, area. So, look, I'm going first on this because I'm too excited to know. I can't believe. First off, I'm going to say I cannot believe this is on the prelims, and I can't believe if it is going to be on the prelims. If it is the feature prelim, what's going on here? Yeah, have some respect for the Happy Warrior. Have some respect.
It's a retirement fight, isn't it?
Oh, brilliant. I'm even more excited than I was.
Yeah, but it was the main event.
Look,
yeah,
here's the
so
problem
it's
here,
a
right?
retirement fight.
Yeah, well, there you go. Modafferi is crap, and but she does manage to win fights one way or another, and there's no doubt about it. It's a retirement fight. That even means she's on her way out the door, so it don't matter. Or it's like, well, I want to go out on a win. Obviously, everyone wants to go out on a win. I think Modafferi is going to be trying really hard, but you know, the young up and comer 8-0. I'm going with Casey King O'Neill. That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm not spending any more time on it. I'm not.
How? What round? Decision?
Oh yeah, right. Okay, I'll spend a little bit more time on it. Yeah, it was a woman's fight, so it's decision. Silly thing to say. Right. Whenever there's a woman's fight, just put decision in my box. But don't worry, there ain't no more women's fight on this card. That's it. So this is the one and only. Thanks, whoever put this card together. Much appreciated. This should have been on the early prelims. I might have missed it. Anyway, next person, please.
Is it me?
One of you.
Right. Now,
Right.
I'm
Brilliant.
sorry, because I know we've done loads of chats, but because this is Roxanne Modafferi's last fight, I would like you to just give me a minute just to quickly just say a couple of words, because I won't get an opportunity to do this again because it's her last fight. But I just want to say,
A lot of people do comebacks, but you are right. Let's give some respect, because rubbish as she is, she does go in there and she has a smash. Well,
Look
she
at that
doesn't have a
record.
smash, but she goes in there and she could have a smash. There is that potential every time she steps in that cage, and I don't do it. So yeah, fair play. Let go on. Let's hear what you got to say.
So look at the record: 25-20. Yeah, that speaks.
Hang on.
volumes.
Whoa! Is this supposed to be a positive chat?
Yes.
Are you
Yeah.
led
No.
with a- Oh, is that a positive? Okay, sorry.
No.
go
It's
on.
positive.
But
And the reason I
was,
say
was
that-
it? What, 25-20 was a positive?
Yes.
I mean, it is
No.
a positive, but was it a positive chat?
No. Well, let me finish, and you'll find
Right.
out. You be the judge. You be the judge. So the reason I call that out is because we all know it's difficult to come back from losses. It's very difficult to come back from losses. To come back from 20 losses, I think speaks volumes about her character, her determination, her resilience, and I think
Yeah,
she
bank
deserves.
balance, probably. Maybe that's got something to do with it. Who knows?
Yeah, that
Who
too.
knows?
But yeah, I am a huge fan of Roxanne Modafferi as a person. I think Israel Adesanya said it this week in the presser that he called her a gem, and he said that she embodies the meaning of a true martial artist, and I fully do agree with that. I think I've never met her personally, but I get the impression that she's fair, that she's just, that she's
Fair
like,
and just. Without
Yeah.
meeting her and watching her get smashed up in a cage.
No,
and do
as in-
crap strikes.
no, but
So
she seems like,
martial artist, and you've seen the strikes. You've seen it.
well, no, but
No, I'm
listen,
just saying. All I'm doing is playing devil's advocate, as they say. Right?
fair, but
Never met
martial
her,
arts
but she seems. What was the words? Just and
and fair.
fair.
Yeah, she seems like a really nice person.
What,
And I
because she
think-
likes Japanese stuff, and so do you.
No, well, because
Oh.
of the Ultimate Fighter. What was it?
She was on
Season
one of the Ultimate
17.
Fighters, yeah.
Yeah, so you got to see. Well, I say you got to see a lot of the characters.
Hang
You
on,
got to
was
see a
there
lot
more
of.
than one Ultimate Fighter, Yelland? Hasn't she
What?
been on it twice? Ultimate
Was she?
Fighter.
I think so.
Check it. All right,
Was
go
it
on, carry on.
Tate-
Carry on. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right. I think it was Tate and Rousey, wasn't it? That season, whatever. I think she was on there.
I've
But
seen
anyway,
her twice on it.
cool. But basically,
I
and I
said
mean,
I
obviously,
don't know. I'm waiting for Yellen to look it up. That's kind of his bit.
we don't need to. It's all in there. Is it?
Yeah, he don't need to. Yeah, but he said no. So now I
Oh.
need it confirmed.
Well, anyway, what I was going to say was, you lost my train of thought now. But look, I think what I was going to say about the martial artist thing isn't actually about being amazing.
It's about embodying the spirit of the martial art.
Thank you. And I think she does that, right? And obviously the editors and the producers, they decide what you see. She could be, maybe she's an arsehole, right? Maybe she is. But I got the impression that she wasn't, and she was a really nice person. Israel Adesanya said
because she's called the Happy Warrior?
Well, exactly. You don't just get that by chance. You don't get the Happy Warrior by being an arsehole, do you? Right? And everybody.
What about Sam Hands of Stone Stout?
Oh.
Just another example.
Yeah.
How many
all right.
Stone Hands did you see? I mean, there was a couple, I think, but I'm just saying. I'm sure Yelland, being the aficionado, whatever that word is, the hick, will tell you more nicknames that may not have come to fruition over time.
Yeah, that's a very.
I'll let him think of a few while he's leaning back there, relaxing.
Very.
Mouth went. Go on.
The water buffalo.
Well, we haven't seen him fight yet, so we don't know. Well,
you haven't.
I haven't.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Now, where was I?
Well, you're talking about the fair, just Happy Warrior.
Yeah, and embodying like what it is to be a martial artist, and it's not necessarily about being the best and being amazing. It's about the discipline, it's about the craft, it's about the respect, right, and all that stuff. And I get the impression that she's very much all about that. And everybody that you read or hear about that has met her says the same thing. It's not like there's 100 people that you read about in an interview and 99 of them go, "She's an
and now you say
arsehole."
as well. I mean, this is the what is it? This is the dot on the I. Or whatever it is.
Yeah, the cross on the T, right? Thank you.
This is it. Now you say it as well.
Yeah. Now, like in terms of media, like I'm one of those people. I've watched movies and stuff. I very rarely get emotionally invested in anything. Like, I don't watch a movie and start crying. I was like, when Bambi's mum got shot, I didn't give a shit. I couldn't care less, right? But the episode of The Ultimate Fighter when she actually had her fight. Yeah, for anybody who's watching this video, if you haven't seen it, I urge you, even if you are not an MMA fan, even if you don't care about this stuff, if you want to watch something that is very, very like moving and really emotional, watch the episode. No, watch the episode of Roxanne Modafferi where she has her fight. Because honestly, it's just when people say, wear your heart on your sleeve, look that one up, find out the origin of that one. It's my camera's flipped. Yeah.
That one.
Like honestly, it was almost like a window into like her soul and her life and everything. And I was genuinely moved. I was brought to tears at the end of it. I'm not going to say why. Go and watch it, find out for yourself. But I've had a tremendous amount of respect for what she represents. She is an early pioneer of women's MMA. She was doing it long before anybody else. So like when Gina Carano was really young, she was doing like Muay Thai ring girls with Master Toddy and all that kind of stuff. Like Roxanne Modafferi is like a pioneer. And yeah, the whole kind of Japanese cultural appreciation thing and all that kind of stuff. Like I've got a tremendous amount of respect. I love the fact that she does the old Dragon Ball Z wigs and comes out and does it, and she loves it. And she takes the L's. If she loses, she's like, I lost. I'll train. I'll try and come back better. And I just think there's more in that than you get from a lot of people these days. Like particularly fighters, but just people in general. Most people these days are just crap, like most people. And I just think if there were more people on the planet that were like Roxanne Modafferi, this world would be a better place. So that's my thing. Done. Thanks for letting me say that. And I hope.
All right. And I can't argue with a lot of those sentiments. I don't know about some of them because, as you said, we've never met her. But
yes.
But you are right. She does embody the martial spirit. There's no doubt about that. She's lived and worked in Japan, I believe, and been doing martial arts over there for donkey's years. And I'm sorry, but she does get in that cage and put that stuff to the test, knowing that she ain't that great at certain aspects of it and has constantly tried to improve and still have a go. Does that make for brilliant fights? Well, no. But
or a brilliant record? No.
But the things you say are right, and it was good to air them and bring them up. And as you say, it's the perfect time to do it as well because it's a retirement fight. And she has been in it for ages.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to know if she's been on The Ultimate Fighter more than once.
She has been, yeah.
Go! Whoa!
He knew it.
It wasn't season 17.
No flipping looking at him. Here!
It was season 18 was the first time. But she was
so I was close.
Yeah, she was on season 26 as well. So which season is it you recommend people watch? The emotional
first one. So it's season 18.
Once, according to him.
Well, I didn't know. And I'm not saying to people to watch the whole series. Don't watch the whole series. Just watch the episode where she has her fight. Because obviously it goes around the house, don't they? They all get matched up and whatnot. Just watch the episode of her fight because it's great television, it's great editing, and it's emotional, man. But yeah,
I have a question about that. If you don't watch the whole series and see the build up and get to know her personality, will it have that same effect?
I think it will. I think they do a good job of getting it all in that episode. Obviously, if you watch all the other episodes leading up to it, it will be even better. But I think just watching that one is enough. So, so that's my recommendation. I don't know about, is it KC? Because obviously the picture's gone. Can you bring it back, Sniffs?
Sure.
Magic. I don't know about KC. Obviously, that's a Powers record, 8-0. Maybe there was a point in Roxanne Modafferi's life when she was 8-0 before she racked up those 20 losses. I don't know. But I'm hoping the fact that it's her retirement fight means that she's just going to give it all. And I really hope she leaves with a win. I don't actually think that's going to happen, but I'm going to say Roxanne Modafferi decision because that's what I want to happen. Positive mental thinking, put it out there, hope it comes out.
You're doing the positive thinking.
Doing the positive thinking. And Roxanne, if you do watch this video, you're wicked. And thanks for everything you've done for MMA. And thanks for entertaining me on that episode of Ultimate Fighter. And keep doing you because everybody knows she's a bit like goofy and all that kind of stuff. And just you do you. Don't worry about what anybody says or if they think you're crap or whatever. Good on you, girl, and good luck this weekend. That's it.
Oh, okay, all right.
Well, that was a bit much, wasn't it?
He doesn't think
that was from the heart, man.
So he don't think you're going to win. He just wants you to win. He don't think you're going to win. But
both ends of the spectrum there, didn't we? We got you kicking off and just going, well, rubbish, and then we got the more emotional. And listen, I think there's probably things to be said about both. I think, regardless of what you're saying, they do go in there and have a smash. And whenever we do talk in a derogatory sense about any of these people, it's slightly tongue in cheek, isn't it? And a bit,
cool.
Because there's no way that we'd want to go in there and have a smash.
I'm not going in there,
and certainly not 45 times, and certainly not when I'm only winning about 50%. It's easy to go in there and have 45 fights if you're levering people 45 times. But if you're going in there and getting busted up 20 times, it does.
I don't think she's getting busted up. Remember?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, a lot of the fights, she probably took more damage on the walk to the octagon rather than actually in the octagon. But
Tony Ferguson tripped over a wire.
Oh, man.
That's one of the best ones.
When the guys putting the Vaseline on her face, that was the most damage she took in some of those fights. Was when he was patting them down to make sure they got no sharp objects. Yeah. But yeah, the truth is these people, they do get in there, and as you say, it is difficult to come back from lots of losses, and to just do this sport in general is tough. Just even training it, it's difficult. It's actually train it at an elite level, make it to the big show and all that. But regardless, I'm still going for O'Neill decision. Done. I agree. I just don't. I find it a bit of a weird matchup that they're going to put somebody who, if you like, you'd like to think they're going to try and give them a nice swan song, not a Cub swan song, just a normal swan song, and you'd think that they'd give her a fight that you'd think that she's probably got a really good chance of winning. That's what you think, right?
A favourable matchup.
Yeah, to go out on a high note. I don't see why that they'd want to put her in against their prospect, an undefeated prospect, and derail that prospect. So I think it's a bit of a weird matchup in that regard, because either way, there's going to be an unhappy ending on one side of it, if you know what I mean. But
I know what you mean. You mean promotion-wise, fight?
Yeah, I thought that
emotionally.
Yeah, maybe
the unhappy warrior.
That's it. Leave her the unhappy warrior, or
she won't be like that though.
Train.
She won't be like that because she's a happy warrior. So even if she gets done, like you say, look, the truth is she has got done loads. We've seen her get done loads. She's been brilliant after her losses as well. So, like you say, she still has the right attitude to life, not just fighting. So
I'm going Casey O'Neill decision.
Right.
That's that.
I put her up on the screen again so we can say, nice one, Modders. Your biggest fan is down the bottom of the screen. And on to the next fight. The next fight is here. It's Andrade, the Pitbull Arlovski. Now, you can say run-of-the-mill nickname, But yeah, he's one of the Ridges. He's one of the Ridges. You know what I mean? He's one of the Ridges versus Jared Vanderaa.
Ooh.
So I'll do a buffer on his name. Who is it? Jared Vanderaa or is it Matt Mitrione? I don't know. I'm just looking at the shot and I'm looking at Matt Mitrione there. I can't understand it. He's exactly the same. Now, the Pitbull, Arlovski, he's getting on a bit. I mean, he used to have the best bod, didn't he? He used to be amazing bod, didn't he? Who's going on this one? Is it Johnny Lightning's first?
I'll go first on this one, and I just want to jump on the back of what you said there. You're right. He is one of the originals. Pitbull, wicked name, deserves all the respect, and he's wicked. He entertained me back in the day. He entertained me like after he retired and he came back. I love the way he carries himself. I love the way he fights. I'm a huge, huge fan. So I'm going to say Jared Vanderaa decision win.
Oh, Vandeera's going to do him. No, Vanderaa is going to do him.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Just like Andre, he's getting old, man. And I worry through his chin in this fight. This guy looks young and hungry. I don't know anything about him. What am I talking about, man? Andre Arlovski, first round TKO, man. Actually, he flips ache. I've lost my mind. Andre Arlovski, first round TKO. Jared's going out. He's going Vanderaa out of the door, out of the cage, everything.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm with you, right? Everything you said, I get why you said it. I also get why you done the change. You're not allowed to change your picks, but we'll take this. We'll let you have this one, right? We'll let you have it. Arlovski's going to do him. Arlovski keeps proving everyone wrong, doesn't he? Right? He's still there. He's old, but I'm going for the experience. Yes, I agree. Why have you gone into the Black Dungeon? Oh, okay. There might be a reason. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Right, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Right. But he has been hit quite a lot in his recent fights, and for some reason he ain't been getting done. Is Vanderaa going to be the one to do him? Possibly. I don't think so. I love Arlovski. I love the fact he's still in there. He's one of the Ridges. He's one of the best. I think he's going to do him, but it is going to be a decision, I think, to Arlovski. Yelland, what's happening?
Yeah, Arlovski decision, as you say, he was one of those people that he looked like his chin had, really gone. He was getting banged out by when they're putting the Vaseline on his face before he got in the octagon. He looked like he was on, on wobbly legs. So, but he seems to fix that. Doesn't really get banged out very often anymore. He seems to be taking a lot of these young up and comers on, and he seems to be beating them, but always by decision.
If he wins,
anybody out anymore. So it's not his chin that's failed him lately. It's his punch power. Okay. I
have a question for you as a boxing fella. How do you fix the chin? Obviously, you don't fix it. He's just got better defense. Better. Is he rolling with shots? What are we saying? What's your?
Well, I mean, you can't really, as I say, you can't put muscles on your chin. And if you've just got a weak chin or a chin that just shuts down on low level contact, then there's not really too much you can do about that other than make sure you don't get hit so often. Simple as that.
And is that what you think's happened? He's just got better at avoiding the shots.
I think sometimes people can go a bit crazy, right? You can have a couple of bad knockout losses. It can just be a coincidence that you just had a couple of fights where you got pinged. That's all. It doesn't mean that you're forever going to have a weak chin. It's right. He fought a couple of guys. Let's be honest, right? He got knocked out by Fedor. It's not like he got knocked out by some mug. Having a row in the street. He got knocked out by Fedor. It's
absolute
greatest players of all time. Yes,
from Russian with gloves.
So I just think that sometimes maybe there's a bit of an overreaction about how much he'd deteriorated, and he's proved that was a bad assessment anyway. Because he has been knocked out since, but for a heavyweight, he generally sees the final bell more often than not. So I think he's good. And he seems to be good. His footwork's good. His cardio's not bad for a heavyweight. He puts his combinations together right. He's decent. I think he'll win this fight by decision or possibly by stoppage. Just to quickly say though, wearing your heart on your sleeve, the origin of that is jousting. People used to joust back in the day. They used to obviously have armor on, a sleeve of armor, and they would put the like a ribbon given by a woman when they were favoured by the woman or what have you on their sleeve. They tie that around their sleeve when they used to joust. So that's where it comes from.
So it's heart as in like the love side of it, the affection for someone. Yeah.
There you go. So that's that.
I love it.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, agreed. Next fight then, yeah, because we've done that one, haven't we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, well, we're on to the main card.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're almost there, boys.
Blimey.
We can always split this up and split the vid up. I'm not going to, though, because it's just, you know what I mean. Anyway, the main card is Bobby King Green versus Nasrat Haqparast. Haqparast. Got it. I don't know who's going first. I think it's Yellen's turn to go first. I haven't really heard from him in a while on the first. So
well, it's a pretty easy one for me. Bobby Green is one of the most underrated blokes in it. And he ain't losing this fight. He's elusive, and I think he might even get a late stoppage in this fight. I'm going to go for a decision. I've changed my mind. No, I'm going to go for a TKO in round 3. I think he's really good, Green. When have you ever seen Green outclassed? He's fought a lot of good guys. He's never outclassed. It's always a tight, difficult affair. He's one of the most underrated blokes in it, and that's that.
Lando Vanetta?
He's wicked, right? There's no doubt about it. Agreed with the underrated. He's not really okay, maybe he is underrated, but he's always in it, and he's always having fights against top guys or whatever. So that might mean that he's not underrated by the promotion, but I agree that no one really chats about him much. I also think he's brilliant. Wicked boxing skills, uses that shoulder as his defense and all that, rolls with all the shots or whatever, don't take shots really, really hard. I would say that he wouldn't smash Haqparast out, and Haqparast has probably got more of a chance of smashing him out, but he knocked out Iaquinta in his last fight from memory, I believe, and it was good, and it did make me go, all right, so he can smash Gizzers out and all, you know, for whatever reason he did. I mean, I think Iaquinta's pretty tough. He hadn't fought for a couple of years or whatnot before that, but I think he's pretty tough, and Green dealt with him, and a lot of the decisions that he's lost, they're either split or, you know, I've sat there and gone, I don't know, did he lose that? And they've always been against Powers blokes as well. This Haqparast bloke is pretty good, though. There's no doubt about it. He's also been up against loads of Powers blokes. I think he's pretty good and all. But I agree. Green's just got more of a, you know, we've got more things to offer, I think. More things
he's just difficult to take down. He's elusive and difficult to get a clean strike on. He sort of frustrates people. Just to touch on your point there, though, his previous 10 fights for the Iaquinta stoppage all did go to decision. So he is somebody that usually takes the long road. But
yeah.
What about Haqparast trying to tense his chest muscles there?
Yeah, we need to get back onto the shots. You're right. Lightning started it off with the shots. You know what I mean?
But I think Green's wicked, like really good. But well, it's not my turn. I've done my chat, so yeah. I was just letting you know that he hasn't knocked many people out lately, but Iaquinta was being really, really aggressive and a bit reckless, to be honest, in that fight, and he kind of got handled, paid the price for it. So
I kind of understand it though. If you've watched the Green fights before, you'd go, I can afford to be a bit reckless because although he's elusive, although he dodges shots, although he rolls with the punches, he probably ain't going to bang me out. I bet Iaquinta was a bit surprised by that.
But the truth is, though, his last fight before that against Fiziev's obviously like touted as a real big prospect. Yeah, and the truth is, if that fight went on probably another round, I think Green would have done him, finished him.
It was a real. Yeah,
it could have gone either way. Like you said, a lot of these decisions that he loses, you kind of feel like he pays the price for being a bit too elusive and a bit too, and so people don't feel like he's dominating the fight. He's kind of
put a stamp on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a little bit like Masvidal used to be before he went to the forest and took loads of mushrooms or whatever. So, yeah. Anyway, I've done enough chat about Green. He's brilliant.
Although no, but you are right. In those fights where he's winning, we sometimes look at him a little bit more. It's not to say that these judges don't know what they're talking about, of course, and we do. We're not saying that, but we do see some of the skill on the back foot and stuff, and coming backwards and fighting, going backwards, which some people go, oh, that means that he wasn't aggressive, and the other guy had the octagon control and all that. Don't mean having the octagon control. It's just a way to go. If nothing's happening, that guy was coming forward and the other bloke weren't. But when that is happening in these Green fights, I do think he is doing stuff. He's going backwards to dodge, to not get smashed out. And I do think he does good counters. And I do think a lot of these shots punches that get in on him or that people deem to get in on him and go, look, he just got hit there. I think he does get hit that clean, like you said. I think he rolls with them, dodges them, puts his shoulder in the way and all that. I think he's really good. Anyway, Johnny Lighters, let's go.
Right. Well, I'm going to have to try and talk quickly. I'm riding my mic because obviously background noise, all sorts of things going on in the background. I don't disagree with pretty much anything both of you said. I'm glad you said everything you said because that's what I would have said.
Did you disagree with? Because pretty much means there was a couple of bits there that you.
So there was.
Didn't like.
And I'll tell you why. Not necessarily didn't like. Well, I'll tell you why. I think when Bobby Green came into the UFC, he was massively overrated for the performances that I saw. And I was like, I don't understand the hype behind this guy. I do, however, think he's massively underrated now because he's gone back, he's made a few adjustments, and as you say, he is elusive, 100%, and he is a very, very dangerous fighter. And I do think at the moment he is a little bit underrated. But I think when he first came into the UFC, certainly for his first 3 to 4 fights, I was like, I do not understand the hype behind this guy. I don't get it. I can't see it. And because of his run of late, I'm going to say decision for Green. Because I don't know anything about he's got the picture's gone now. I can't remember his name, but like the other guy.
I'm getting back up because you like the pictures, right. And obviously you might want to comment on the bod or something. I don't know.
And well, I was going to say the same thing that said, which was he definitely looks like he's trying to tense those muscles. So he's like, it was just hurry up and take the picture. But like Haqparast, I don't know anything about him. And that's the only reason I'm going to side with Green on this one is because I do know about Green. I do know what he's capable of. And he's been doing a lot better of late. And I'm a huge fan of Iaquinta, both in and out of the octagon. I like the way he fights. Brilliant. I like what he says. I like the fact that he was a bit of a renegade. And he was just always talking to you, just like, you pay me rubbish. I'd make more money from selling houses. Like, and it's like, and he's right. Like, and the fact that Bobby Green done him, I was surprised, and I agree with everything you said there about he was probably surprised as well, and just thought Bobby Green's not going to do anything to me, flip's sake, and then just
might beat me, but bang me out.
Actually been smashed in, so I'm going to say Bobby Green decision on that one, and then go back on mute again.
No, okay. Well, have a listen to this, right? So
how did you decide Bobby Green was going to win? By the way,
decision.
Decision. Yeah, both decision. All right, sweet.
Okay, look, Yellen, can you? Because Gav, because Johnny Lightning don't.
It's fine. It's fine. They all know. Everybody knows.
Because JL don't know. Right? Go through just a bit of that record for Nasrat. You got it there, Yellen, please. Because
he's good.
He's quite good, isn't he?
Well, his UFC career, he lost a decision against Marcin Held, but then he beat Mark Jacasey, Thibaut Gouti, Joaquin Silva, lost to Drew Dober. Not much shame in that. Beat Munoz, beat Garcia, lost to Dan Hooker last time out.
Right, I'm sorry. Now, Dan Hooker, I rate, so I can understand that loss. If you're losing to Drew Dober, though, definitely I'm very confident. No, I like Drew Dober, but that makes me more confident in the Bobby Green victory decision. So,
Bobby Green's a lock. You know, if he's one, if I went to Ladbrokes with all the, blokes smoking bags and tracksuits, I would say to him, put your money on Bobby Green. If you don't want to lose any money, you're not going to make much. But
sort of me with my last £5.
The last £5. Don't stick it on Pena, stick it on Bobby Green. So he's one of my locks for the card, I think. Next.
Okay, all right, yeah. All right, next. All right, we're in. So the next one then is Kyler, the Matrix Phillips versus Marcelo Pitbull. I don't know if it's going to be Rojo. It might be Hojo. Rojo. There you go. So, look, I don't know who's going first, but I'm just going to take it because Johnny's doing all sorts of mic mutes and stuff. So I'm going for Kyler Phillips because he's qual. And that's all there is to it. I don't know nothing about Marcelo. I'm not even sure I've seen him fight before.
Yeah, we've spoke about his fight before. He had a real good slobber knocker. I think he got stopped in the last round. He had a real good, I'll do the classic. He had a wall, with someone, and it was a real slobber knocker. And it was a good fight, and he was good. He's done some cornering for people before and stuff like that. I think he's decent. But I'm sorry, and I've kind of jumped on your chat. But I think Kyler Phillips is wicked. I know last fight he lost, but I think he came at. I think he thought he was going to finish the guy too early and blew his load in the first round, and he had to sort of maintain his energy levels next 2 rounds. He kind of just lost on stamina a bit more than the other guy being more skillful. So I think Kyler Phillips is wicked, is the truth. Really, really good. And even though I rate Rojo, I think Kyler Phillips is going to win this fight by TKO.
Phillips is different gravy. He's absolute qual. I know why he's called the Matrix. He's kind of like, like Anthony Pettis used to be Showtime. He used to go in there, win fights, and do qual stuff. That's this guy. He's really, really good. I don't know if that last fight might have been a short notice one. I think it might have been. Can't remember exactly, but possibly. I think he's brilliant. My apologies, but I do not remember this Marcelo bloke, even though I've chatted about his fight before. That's why I say sometimes it ain't that good. You know what I mean? Sometimes it ain't good. But Phillips, he's going to win this. I don't really know how, though. I'm going to go decision. So, down to you, Johnny.
Right. So, yes, just what I was doing before, I was checking what £5 would actually win me if I put it on Bobby Green. And the answer, the return is £8.33. So actually, I think I would have preferred to put it on Pena, to be honest, mate. But I get the sentiment.
Of course, yeah.
Now,
but
very quick answer for me on this one, because I don't know either of these guys. I'm just going to copy your homework, and I'm going to say Kyler Phillips. However, I'm going to say a third round finish, and I think he's going to get a TKO. I have zero grounds to say that. I'm just going
without
on.
You'll enjoy seeing him. He's really, really good.
Yeah, you're in for a treat, no joke, right? Because even if he loses, I still think it'd be brilliant because he's really good, very, very skillful, just amazing. If you see him down the gym doing stuff on a bag or pads, I guarantee you'd be wowed. I mean, he's brilliant.
Wicked. Really
good control over his whole body, which is pretty difficult, right? Some people can kick, some people can punch, but he's really good. Now, without our fantastic previous chats, if you went first and you had to go just from the shots, what would you have said?
That is a very good question. And I'm glad you asked it, because when I was looking at the shots and before you started talking, I was like, this Rojo guy looks like he means business, right? And I looked at kind of Phillips and I was like, I don't know if he knows what he signed up for. And I probably would have said Rojo. So I'm glad you asked that question, and that's why I did call out the fact I'm going to copy you guys' homework on this one. It just sounded like a unanimous, like this is going to go to Kyler Phillips. So I'm going Kyler Phillips, and that's why.
Yeah, right. But and I want to know. It's a good to do this because we want to look back on this and go, what's the right thing to do? Go on knowledge or the shot, right? And you've gone against your thing. Your natural thing was to go for the shot. You went against it. You could lose points for it. We shall see.
I could.
We shall see.
We'll soon find out.
Yeah, now we're getting into
next week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they won't after this week if they even tune in this week. Not a chance. So we're getting into the depths of the card now. The real meat. Even though, I don't know. I think Yelland will agree with me. I'm more excited about seeing Kyler Phillips. Is the truth. He's brilliant. You'll see. So this is Jared, the Killer Gorilla Cannonier, versus Derek, the One Brunson. I don't know who's going first, but I believe I went first last time, so I know it ain't me.
I'm going to go first on this one, and I'm going to try and keep it brief. So I do know of both of these guys. I've seen Derek Brunson a lot, but when he was before he had his a bit of a slide. And I haven't seen his resurgence. I haven't seen any of the fight. I didn't see the fight where he busted up Till. I haven't seen the new Derek Brunson. However, he's dyed his hair blonde, and I used to love Kevin Randleman, right? So I'm already sort of leaning towards him, right? Jared Cannonier, I haven't seen many of his fights, but the fights I have seen, I've seen absolute powers wrestling and ragdolling people around. And there's something that always pops into my head when I think about this guy, and that's what Israel Adesanya said, which was he said he believes he's the dark horse of the division. And if Adesanya is saying that, that says a lot to me, because I believe Adesanya's fight IQ is exceptionally high. So if he's calling him out and saying this guy's wicked, watch him. Now I think when he said that, Jared Cannonier's immediate fight after Israel Adesanya said that, he lost it, but whatever. But going back to my earlier point, I know that Derek Brunson's been on a bit of a tear lately. The fact that he's dyed his hair blonde, he's obviously channeling that old Randleman energy. I'm going to go, I think these guys are very evenly matched. I think this is going to be a boring as hell fight because they're just going to cancel each other out. But I'm going to go Derek Brunson decision.
Does matter what you said about Adesanya and what he said, because he's the champ. And basically, if Cannonier wins this fight, Adesanya said more than once that he wants to fight this guy, so he'll probably get a title shot. which would probably be a better fight than if Brunson got a title shot. That's if Whittaker doesn't win, of course, right? Because he might do. What I'll just quickly tell you is that Brunson, this new version, he's Henry Hoof, so he's down with a real good striking bloke as well. Ain't changed nothing. It's not like you see it, because to be fair, maybe just because Hoof is an amazing striking coach, maybe down that gym he won't be the only bloke. Maybe people have just said, look, just do what you're good at. And what he does now is, before he started to knock people out with crap strikes, but for some reason he's got wicked power. So he was knocking people out. But then he came up against people that were good at striking, tried to do those methods of running in and think, I only have to touch him once, and he was getting done. And rightly so, right? Because his striking is poor, his defense is poor, so he was getting done by it. Now he's forgotten all that. He's gone back to his roots, and he does do a Randleman. He just plows into him, gets him on the ground, grinds him out every time. That's the new version. And he's playing on his strengths. So just to answer that. Yelland, what's your pick?
Well, you didn't pick anyone.
Don't matter. I was replying to Johnny Lightning's chats.
So you're not doing your pick now, no?
Okay, well, I'll do it if you want.
Yeah, do it.
I think Cannonier is good. I think he's decent. I think he has got done in his last fight, like you say, it might have been his last fight. I think he won his last fight. It might have been the one before. Can't remember exactly. I think he's really good. I do think he's better than Brunson. But Brunson has got the style to take any of the good things about Cannonier, all the powers and all the good strikes and all that. I think he's going to do what he's been doing in the last few fights, and he's going to lay on him, and he's going to just take all that out of him. So I go Brunson decision as well.
Interesting.
Yes, very.
Yeah. I've just got the vision of Brunson. Every fight is the same thing. Once you start getting into the middle of round 2, middle of round 3, the guy just looks so open. He's grabbing for ankles. He's running around after people like he's playing kiss chase. And
he's right.
He's right. He's right.
I think a few people lately have just been unable to. By the way, I like Brunson. Like, the bloke seems good and everything.
I love this comeback version. I really do.
Yeah,
I love
and I like it. And I like it when
nothing.
people. I like it when people go, now, you know what? I'm going to go back to, like you said, my roots. I'm a wrestler. I'm going to stop trying to strike with, a Lyoto Machida. It's no point. It's, get back to what I'm good at. But
it happened with that Shabazian bloke first, didn't it? He came in as the prospect, and Brunson went, I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it. So that's when it was really first noticeable. I agree that he's open. I agree he can get done. I just think that just what you said there, by the time he's sort of halfway through round 2, he's all open and running for things. But what's he done in round 1? Is it enough to make Cannonier be, it don't matter. You're running into me and catching my feet. It's going to work because what you did to me in round 1 blew me out. That's why I think.
But if I look at the people that Brunson has, let's take the resurgent version. If you look, say, his last couple of fights, Kevin Holland and Darren Till, they're not known as being great wrestlers or having great takedown defense. And I think
Till was amazing. In that fight.
I actually liked Till in that fight.
Excellent in that fight.
So I think Cannonier is probably going to pop up enough of a defense in the first round, or more of a defense than those two guys did, that it's going to pay more dividends later in the fight. And I think he's probably going to get either a decision win, but I'm going to go for a TKO in the 3rd round for Cannonier.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
I think that's a sound pick.
It could happen. It could happen for sure. And like you say, you look at the other fights, say Darren Till, he's the big, relying on the big right hand, or is he a southpaw, whatever, the big right or left hand, and he really leans into that, and that plays into Brunson's game, doesn't it?
Kevin Holland, as we know, Holland just basically had 0 takedown defense for a while, didn't he?
That's right, yeah. So
it still kind of does. He's working on it, and I've got a lot of time for his honesty and the fact that he does look at his weak points and is working on them, and he's getting better every fight. But I think you're right there.
But back then he's since been down where DC trains and working on it and all that, which is fair enough, But
he's been fighting random guys off the street. Did you see this? This guy that was trolling him. and was like,
That's
I've
right,
got better
yeah.
jits than you. And he was like, well, come to the gym then. Just smashed him up.
Apparently, he paid for everything, didn't he? Paid for him,
That's
whatever,
it.
our
The
travel to get
hotel
there
and the
and whatnot.
travel. Yeah.
And
I
then,
will
done
pay
him.
to get you smashed up. So,
What's
so
going on?
obviously he's improving his ground game against these.
The thing is, the best thing about that, I'd say, is that the bloke turned up. Because I wouldn't do those chats, is the truth. But had I done those chats and then he actually replied and said, yeah, no worries, come down, I'd be...
I've booked your flight.
So if Modafferi watches this and goes, all right, I'll book you a flight. Come down.
Yeah, but I haven't said I could bust Modafferi up. I didn't say that, right?
Yeah, he just said she was crap. But yeah, he didn't say
it's pretty obvious I could. If Yellen's telling me that the Vaseline bloke is doing more damage than in her fight,
the pat down.
I'm going to be trying to do more than Vaseline, isn't I, on the eyebrows? So, so I probably could. But I'm not. I wouldn't call people out. That's what I'm saying. It's weird that the guy. It's not weird that the guy did it because people chat crap, don't they? But I do think it's pretty powers that the guy turned up. But I guess if he did and then he done him,
yeah, probably just done it for likes and all that kind of stuff, like people do.
But listen, it's got him onto the big stage. We're chatting about it.
Yes, that says everything.
Done his job, innit?
Says it all.
So that's that fight done. Agreed. We've all done our picks on that, haven't we?
Yep.
Keep going.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Co-main event: Derek the Black Beast Lewis versus Tai Bam Tuivasa. Now, I don't know much about the background here, but what I will say is that a few weeks back or so, Tuivasa was in an interview on the Hell Warners, and it got mentioned. What about Derek Lewis? Would you fight him? And he went, no, it's all right. Not yet. He wasn't scared or anything. He just said, look, I've got great respect for him. He's a top contender. He fights all the top blokes. I'm not saying I'll never fight him, just not yet. Nice and humble, great way to talk about it. Said, I'd love to fight him. It'd be an honour, but not yet. Next fight, pick. There you go, Black Beast. And he's taking it, right? He didn't go, no, I said not yet. He's taking it. Now, does that play into his psyche? I thought I'd give that little bit of background just in case that makes you go, oh, maybe he's not going to be confident. Maybe he's just going to give it a go. I don't know.
I'd like to riff on that.
You're chomping at the bit. That's another horse reference, I think. Chomping at the bit. I thought you said they'd ban that. Get rid of it, the bit. It's got to go. Go on. What you got to say?
I don't know if that is what it means, but yeah, you're right. And the reason I'm chomping at the bit is because I think like what you said is very valid, and it's important to understand why the matchup even happened. Why he went from going, well, yeah, but not yet. He was drinking. He was drunk, and he got a text and was like, yeah, go on then. That's why. And I would like to know from Tai himself if he would have said yes had he not been drinking when he got the message. So I think that's a very valid point that you bring up there, and that's why I was chomping at the bit to get that in there. Sorry, and also I'm running out of time.
When he accepted the fight, he was drinking. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So,
you're right. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a tough task. I don't think I'm first. I'm going to say that Yelland is first this time. Let's go for the picks.
I think I said to you before, I don't think a lot of people, they end up having a staring match with Derek Lewis because they're afraid of, getting it once. Because it does seem to only take once with this bloke, right? And then you've got to put up with him doing that move on the on the camera.
No, the swan dive's amazing.
On the floor. I mean, I'd hate that. What I would say is,
you'd hate if you've been done and then
I'd hate that.
You
sat on the stool or propped up against the cage and you see him do that. Flipping up, right? Do it again. Let's start again. I wouldn't accept it, but he, I was surprised when this fight was announced on this card because I looked at it and I went, I swear I saw these guys fight like about last week or something. Remember, because we were talking about, him doing the shoey to Ivasa and that was quite good. Got the whole stadium popping.
Yeah.
And Derek Lewis fought the weekend after, and that was December 18th. So it's quick turnaround time, less than 2 months. I think that's
definitely not. Lewis does that sometimes, doesn't he? So, but yeah, I agree.
Considering they're both, it's a big important fight in the heavyweight division. You imagine that whoever wins this is probably going to get a title shot, right? Or at least be in a real strong position to get a title shot. So I just think it's a quick turnaround. But I think a lot of people end up having a staring match with Lewis because they're a bit afraid of him. I don't think Tuivasa's that bloke. I think he's that bloke that once the lever starts flying, I think he's bites down on the mouthpiece. He's a bit of Diego Sanchez and swings for the fences. So I could
normally, yes. But we've just heard that he was drunk when he accepted it, and he said, "Look, I'll fight him later when I'm further up the ranks."
Well, I think what I'm saying is I think he's got a good chance of. I think he's got a good chance of banging out the Beast, and if I banged out the Beast, I'd do a to him.
I'd do it back,
yeah. So, but I'm still going to go with the Black Beast just because he's, Tuivasa's on a bit of a good run, but the Black Beast, he's been out there for ages. Every time he gets a big fight, I think he's going to lose, isn't he? Because he throws about 3 punches around, and he's got no wrestling. When he gets on his back, he just literally stands up like he's getting out of bed or something.
Yeah,
he can't stop it. So it's like he doesn't. It's like he knows no martial arts whatsoever. But it don't seem to matter. He just seems to be able to do everyone. So I think we're going to see the one more time, and I think I'm going to go for the Black Beast. And it's going to be over in the first round. This one, and I know we've had these discussions for what was the classic one, Kimbo versus Houston Alexander. Oh my God, this one's going to be over in seconds. That being a snooze fest, and it could end up being like that again. But I don't think Tuivasa's a bottle job. I think he's going to go into the fire, and I think someone's going to get done. And I'm going to say Lewis KO round 1, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Lewis on his back as well.
Well, look, what you've said there makes total sense. The point you made there was when the lever flies, Tuivasa's not going to back down, right? That he's the sort of bloke who you've seen it. We've seen him fight right now. He loves the crowd. He loves it all. There is a crowd. He's going to play to it. He's going to go in for a smash. There's no way he's not turning up for a smash, right? However, look what you said. If the lever flies, Tuivasa is going to come back. If the lever's flying, that means that probably Lewis is going to get a punch in. So I agree with what you're saying, and the likelihood is that if someone's getting a punch in that exchange of biting down on mouthpieces, you bite down as hard as you want, and you can get done, right? You can get done by him. However, I like it. I like the underdog business. I think Tuivasa's younger, fresher, got a bit more breath to him. I'm going to go for. I'm presuming it's an upset. I don't know what the odds are. We're not gambling men. Yeah. But I'm sure it'll be an upset, right? Way less experience, way further down the rankings. But you know what? Even though last time I picked Augusto Sakai to do Tuivasa, now I'm going to pick Tuivasa to do Derek Lewis. But the truth is, Derek Lewis does seem to keep scraping through these fights because, as you say, he says himself, we know it could be part of messing around. He says himself he barely trains and all that, and he just eats KFC. But he still comes in and smashes people out. He doesn't seem to need much to do it. Obviously, that helps that he's in the heavyweight division and not other divisions because it's less skillful up there or whatever you want to say, and you have longer careers up there, all that crap. But the truth is, this time I'm going to go, I think your luck's run out. I think he's run out. I think your luck's run out. And I think Tuivasa's dying afterwards to get that shoey in. I'm going to do a Johnny Lightning on this. And I'm going to go with the mental psyche. Now, the mental psyche, I'm going to twist it around because the mental psyche could be, I didn't really want to fight Lewis now. Not because I'm scared, just thought the timing weren't it. I'll take him when I'm ready. Right? I'll take him when the timing is right. But he's been put there and he's gone, no, it's a crowd. It's not at the apex. I've got the shoey. I've already got it in my back pocket. I know what's going to happen. I don't want to see the So that's it. I'm going to Ivasa.
How?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to Ivasa snooze fest. I'm going to Ivasa decision. I think he's going to just do enough and Lewis ain't going to get the big strike in. That's it. Done it. Lightnings. What's happening? Let's go.
Well, thankfully, I'm unfortunately running out of time, so I'm going to keep this brief. But I can keep it brief because everything you guys have said, I'm fully on board with, and I'm glad you've said all the things that I was thinking. I'm going to say this, and then you said it, and then I was thinking I'm going to say this, and then he said it.
Quite annoying, though, isn't it? Because we've taken away some of your thunder that goes with your lightning. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's good. It's good. It's wicked.
No,
I agree.
It's not really though, because you wanted to make some good. That's why you got to let people go first because
no.
Points and we took them.
No, it's good. It's perfect, and it's great. And all I will say is I'll echo some of the comments that you guys have said there, and I have a theory about Lewis, right? And for someone who says I'm not a betting man, I did actually bet a tenner on him to beat Ngannou like ages ago, and won like 30 quid, right? Just randomly because of my theory, which is he wins the fights he's supposed to lose and loses the fights he's supposed to win, right?
Yeah.
And this is a fight that he, in theory, should win, right? But because of the way I think about all that stuff, I think he's going to lose, right? And all the stuff that you said about like Ty being like, he's young and he is itching to do that shoe. He even said, he's like, my fans come to watch knockouts and do shoeies, right? He knows why he's there. He knows what he wants to do. And I saw a shot of him this week, fight week, getting ready. He had a shoe in a plastic bag. It's like he's got the shoe ready. He's already got it ready. He's got it in his back pocket. It's in a bag. He's carrying it around with him. He's like, this is the shoe. Let's go. I think there might even be some sponsorship in there. It might be like a Nike shoe that they've paid for where he's swinging it around. I don't know. I'm going to have to check, but I've seen it. And yeah, the fact that he accepted it drunk. And there's another thing that I read about him once in the interview where he says he likes to party, he likes to eat bad food, he likes to drink alcohol and that kind of stuff. But the moment he accepts a fight, he is laser focused and he drops everything and he is in the gym. He lives and sleeps and breathes the camp, right? And I think the fact that he's accepted when he's drunk, maybe he wouldn't have like on another day. The fact that he's done it and he's here and he's not backing down and I fully agree that point about like he's not going to be scared of Derek Lewis. When the lever flies, he will bang. He's going to get involved. And I'm in the camp of he's either going to get a first round knockout against Derek Lewis or he's going to grind out a decision. And I'm really struggling here. I'm going to say Tuivasa decision. And the only reason why is I think it's very difficult to put Derek Lewis down. Like as much as I like Tai Tuivasa, I think it's difficult to put Derek Lewis down, and I just think there's going to be a war. And yeah, with heavyweights, it usually is either first round or it's just a really long, boring fight. But I just think with this one, the quick turnaround, the fact that he was drinking literally like 2 weeks ago and was like, yeah, I'll fight him. Like I just don't know if he's going to be ready and in shape. But I also don't think he's going to get sniffed out really easily. So I'm going to say Tai Tuivasa decision.
It's a good point.
Oh, wait, hang on. How many rounds?
No, it's just Cannonier takes 3.
3, yeah, Tai Tuivasa decision. Yeah, if it was a 5-rounder, I'd say you're probably going to lose that one, actually, to be fair. But yeah, I'd say
Tuivasa decision. You're right about the drinking thing, and you say he was all focused when he gets the fight, he accepts it. Maybe he hasn't got the time that he has normally, to take it because it does seem to be a bit of a short notice one. He obviously weren't ready to have a fight because he was shoeing himself. But we have seen, whether you've seen it or not, I don't know, but we have seen Lewis on his knees before. Cyril Garn, I believe, had a fight with him, and I'm not going to be nasty, but he didn't seem to do that much. And Lewis did go down on his knees and got done by glove punches. So we haven't seen him smashed out, I believe. I don't remember seeing him smashed out, but we have seen him, wilted. And I don't mean with a DC, pulling his neck up and putting his arm on his chest. I don't mean that. I mean with striking, if you know what I mean. So we've seen him get done.
Can I change my pick? Super quick. Can I change it? Is that right? Do I have both of your blessings?
Yeah, go for it.
Right, if it's the first one, I'm going to let these go, these changes, but normally
it's the first time we've done it. I'll learn for next time.
Okay.
Yeah? All right. Tai Tuivasa, second round TKO.
I love it.
Thanks.
It's possible. Cyril Gunn did do him. What else has he been done by, Yellen?
JDS and Mark Hunt.
Ooh.
And that was with punches, that was TKO stuff, right?
Yeah, TKOs, yeah.
Been done by a New Zealander before. There you go.
So there you
Lightning strikes twice.
Yeah.
It never strikes twice. Oh,
no, yeah, but okay, you need to change it.
No, I'm sticking with it. Tai Tuivasa, second round TKO, if you don't mind me changing my pick.
Yeah, it's fine. I've already changed it.
You changed your method. Amazing. It's all right. It's all good.
Thank you. And cheers for the extra info, Sniffs. He's going to lose now, isn't he? Oh,
we'll see. We'll see. Look, if he's the underdog, let's get down ladders. You know what I mean? Get your saggy tracksuit bottoms out.
He's the underdog.
Get your what's his name? Your licorice Rizzlers going, and let's get down there.
Right, he is the underdog, and a $5 on Tuivasa gets you 13 quid back.
Right.
You go.
But how flush are you at the moment? When you
I'm
did
not
the old
betting.
bet,
I'm just helping the podcast thing, It's
just okay. All right. Right. Main event. Let's go. It's obvious this one. Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya versus Robert the Reaper Whittaker. I mean, whatever. Johnny Lightning, go, because I know you're looking forward to this.
Yes, I am
Let's go.
very much looking forward to this. And
The floor is yours.
controversial comments here, but I love both of these guys. I really do, for very different reasons. I've got a lot of time for Whittaker, and I know there's loads of people who are going to go, and I've got a lot of time for Israel Adesanya, and a lot of people, but I really do like them both. And I don't want either of them to lose. If they could both go home with a belt and loads of cash, that's the ideal scenario for me, right? We all know what happened in the first fight. Personally speaking, I know there's all this chat, and it was like Whittaker saying, "I was in a different headspace. Things have changed." I just think Adesanya is a very, very high level fighter. I don't care what people think about him. He's overrated. Low, in my opinion, he is a high level fighter. Knows exactly.
Have you seen the
what he's
Whittaker
doing.
fights in between that loss?
And I haven't, and this is going to be might catch me out, right? I haven't seen the fight since the loss, but since the losses, but I just think like if Adesanya's busted you up once, he's going to do it again. I'm just going to keep it very simple. I want to spend 15 minutes talking about how amazing he is and why I think he's amazing, but I'll save that for another time. But I think Adesanya.
You know what you've done? You know what you did? You blew it because you spent that 15 minutes on Modafferi.
And rightly so.
You deserved it.
And rightly so, because it's our last fight. So
but you don't regret it.
I don't regret it. I don't regret it. And I'll do it again. Yeah, I'll do it again. But yeah, so I'm going to say Adesanya on this one. And I'm actually going to say TKO. But I'm going to... In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to say Adesanya, and I'm going to say a decision win. And I'm going to tell you why specifically, and I'll try and keep it brief, sorry, even though I've said that 3 times and I've been chatting for absolute length.
No, you can't.
But,
look, the truth is, right, this is one you're looking forward to. I'm sure it's annoying for you because I know you want to chat about this probably quite a bit more.
Yeah, and I'm running out of time.
Take as much time as you've got.
And I'm so sorry. But and the reason why is because I know that Adesanya and Eugene Behrman, I know that they have actually that they're specifically going out with the intention of dragging this fight out. Well, that's what they're saying. Whether or not that's actually what they're going to do, I don't know. But they have said in the media this week that they want it to be a war. They want to put a stamp on it. They want to shut him out 5 times in every single round, just to be like, no more questions, no more people going, oh, is he not? That wasn't a joke about Izzy's nickname, but
quite good.
Thanks. And so I feel like they're going in there with a 5-round mentality, and I just think based on that and the fact that I don't think Whittaker's going to win, and I think Whittaker knows he's going to learn mistakes from the first fight. He's going to be ready. He's going to be ready for a war. And I think they are going to have a war. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be very exciting. I think it's going to be high level. I think there's going to be a lot of oohs and ahs. I do think it's going to go the distance, and I think Izzy's going to get the edge. So I'm going to pick Israel Adesanya, decision win, or potentially a 5th round TKO, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be a decision win. So that's my pick. And I wish the both of them the best of luck because I like them both. And like I say, ideal scenario for me is they both go home with a belt and loads of cash.
All right. Yelland?
I'm going to pick Adesanya. I don't see... people say, oh, yeah, you said it there. Have you seen Whittaker's fight since? I've not seen anything in it particularly that's made me go, oh, this is going to change. I've not seen him make anything drastic, any drastic sort of changes. And
he was throwing really wild looping punches.
Yeah, I mean,
he hasn't been doing that.
Yeah, he might be a bit more controlled this time. It's not like he was known as being a big loopy wild puncher his whole career, right? And he fixed it after Adesanya exposed him. It was just in that fight he looked slow and sort of.
I agree in that fight.
So I don't think he's done that much that he wasn't already doing earlier in his career. It's just, let's just say the Adesanya performance was a bad performance, right? But the only time that Adesanya has lost, to me, he lost because he was fighting somebody who was just so massive compared to him. Blachowicz was just sort of grabbing him around the waist and almost just falling on top of him. And every other middleweight fight, when have you ever seen Adesanya taken down and controlled on the mat for longer than a few seconds? He's been taken, he's hit the mat a couple of times, but he's always shrimped back to the cage, got back up. He's very, very difficult to take down. I don't think Whittaker's a natural sort of wrestler or what have you, so I don't think he'll really be able to expose that side of his game.
He's done some good wrestling against Romero, no? Young Romero?
I'm not saying he can't grapple. I'm just saying that it's not his natural instinctive sort of form of fighting. So
Yeah.
I don't think that the grappling is going to be an issue. I don't think there's much that he can exploit in the same way that Blachowicz did, because that was more a size issue rather than a technique deficiency. And so it will just end up probably being a striking affair. And I think Adesanya will just pick him off again. It'll either be a sort of a dominant 5-round victory, or I think he might stop him early again. So I'm going to go TKO round 2, Adesanya.
All right. Well,
can I just say as well that I fully agree with all of that, and I especially your point about Blachowicz and the size difference, and I do genuinely, because that's the other thing. Like Whittaker said this week, like Blachowicz gave me the blueprint. Well, yeah, he's twice your size. Like, do you know what I mean? And as Adesanya said in response, he was like, "What do you mean he gave you the blueprint?" He's like, that's his blueprint. You need to find your own blueprint, and I love that because you can't copy other people's homework because you'll get the answers wrong. So
You've done it earlier on one of our picks with Kyler Phillips. You copied our.
It's your own blueprint, boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on, Ellen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
But I agree that the Blachowicz thing. It wasn't like Blachowicz was doing these amazing judo trips or shooting him from the other side of the fence and sort of double legging him or stuff. It almost was they were just getting in clinches and he was just using his body weight against him. And even when he got him to the floor, you saw there was that little Adesanya looked like he was going to maybe try and shrimp to the fence, but Blachowicz could just, it was almost just like hold him down and pin him to the floor. It wasn't like I say, something that Adesanya can't wrestle. It was just the fact that, I can't get this big, massive lump off me. That's all it was. Yeah. And Robert Whittaker is not going to be the same size or the same strength as Blachowicz. So that's why I just don't, like you say, that blueprint isn't going to apply to Whittaker in the same way. No.
All right, fair enough. Well, look, here's the thing. They're both brilliant. We all think they're both brilliant. They're both amazing champs. Whittaker's one of the best blokes ever. Adesanya seems like a brilliant bloke as well. They're both really, really good fighters. But Adesanya's got something else about him, and that's all there is to it. And although I do think Whittaker has changed, not his skills or his fighting ability, just not going to do the same thing. He's not going to rush in and throw rubbish punches. He's going to be a lot more thoughtful and a lot more calculated in that fight. I agree with you, Yelland, that he hasn't particularly changed. He's just going to think different. But his techniques are the same. The punch, hiding the punch, and then the boot coming over. Adesanya's too smart for all that, I think. He's seen all that before. Don't mean he can't get caught by it. Don't mean he can't get done by it. But that guy, Adesanya, he's doing those kind of tricky things constantly. And that must be awful for the other guy, right? Because he will constantly be doing the feinting, the trickery, the throwing the punches, seeing how they react, making the most of those reactions. He's brilliant at that. So on his back, of course, he's not brilliant at that. So if he ends up on his back, no, he won't be able to do those things. But if he stays on the feet, he's next level stuff. And Whittaker is a wicked striker, really good fighter, brilliant striker. But I think Adesanya will see all of it coming, not only from watching tape, but from actually, he's a really good guy at being able to see stuff during the fight as well. He's long, he's rangy, he's never there to be hit. He's very flexible. When he's in range, he's still very flexible, can dodge stuff as well. I just think he's got it. I think he's next level stuff. I really do. He's a champ for a reason and whatnot. It's a deserved fight for Whittaker. He deserves to have the rematch, but I'm going Adesanya. But I think a decision as well, because I just think Whittaker would be a lot more careful. So I'll go Adesanya decision.
Can I just say my neck is hurting from how much I was nodding there, because you took words right. I'm like, honestly, and I think especially your point about being able to adjust on the fly, in the mix, in the moment. Yeah. I think he is masterful, and like you said, he's just got something else. And people trash that fight that he had with Anderson Silva, right? It was boring. There wasn't enough action. Shut your mouth, go back and watch that fight again, yeah? And then watch it again and keep on watching it until you've changed your mind, because that fight is wicked.
Yeah,
it's wicked.
Because you're wrong, yeah.
Because you're wrong. Yeah, I know best. But even the bit after in the, and I know this is about the Anderson Silva fight, but when Izzy threw that roundhouse and it just missed, he just whiffed it, and he said to Silva, that close, and then after he went like that and he did the old And then the
That's
round
right.
ended. If you look behind the cage, Dana White stands up and he's like, and you can just see that, and it's like, and he watches every single fight. To get him to stand up and do that, it speaks volumes. And that, like I say, for anybody that's out there going, oh, that fight wasn't that good, he's not that good, he's overrated. Shut your mouth. Go back and watch that fight, and then keep on watching it and tell me I'm wrong. So
they don't know the martial arts. Sorry, but they can have an opinion. And if they didn't like it, they didn't like it, and that's all.
Can't have an opinion on that one if it's not. That fight was wicked. That's the only exception.
Okay, yeah. Well, sorry, yeah. Not allowed an opinion on that one. But the truth is, when you get taught these things, right, to feint and whatever, and not be so obvious and stuff. It's all well and good doing these things just because you've been told to do it. So if your coach goes, when you go in there, don't just throw the jab, feint it, and then maybe throw the second jab, or feint it and throw the right, or feint it and throw a kick to the body, or whatever. You get told these things, but they don't necessarily mean anything. So you just do them, and you go, he told me to do feints, he told me to move my head, so I'll feint, and I move my head. Adesanya doesn't seem to be taking that advice from the coach. He seems to be taking that advice from himself. Those feints are truly there to see what happens, and you can see him after doing 1, 2, 3, 4 of those feints, react to that feint. He opens a new target area or whatever, and he throws it and takes advantage of it. And if he's not in range for it, the next time he does the same thing again, and this time he's in range for it. The guy is brilliant, amazing. And some people can see it as boring because it can take time to get that stuff going. It can take some time to do that, especially if you're against another really good fighter or another really, strong, powerful fighter or whatever. You can take time to get these things going, but he is figuring that person out. That's what he's doing. It's all there for a reason. This isn't just, I'm going to just throw nothing for the sake of throwing nothing, which people think are boring, right? If you're just going to switch your hips a little bit and not throw a kick to someone else, it's like, is this guy going to do anything? If you're just going to throw your arm out a little bit and not throw a punch, what's happening here? There's reasons behind all of it. And eventually he capitalizes on those, depending on how the fighter reacts. And that's why he's brilliant, because he's figuring it out as he goes, which is the only way you can do it. Watching the tape's no good. He's now in there. And at the same time, he's got to stop himself from being hit, sparked out, taken down, whatever himself. Guy's amazing. I think he's going to win as well. Yeah.
Can shall we throw in a wild card pick?
I love it. Do it.
Is Adesanya going to dance before he gets in the cage?
Oh,
remember when he did his little pop-in, lock-in thing? Like,
that was in his own town or whatever and all that, and he set it all up. But the truth is, this is another big crowd event, and there's going to be people there. So, I can't imagine him not having something special planned. So, I should think so. I haven't heard any rumblings, but I can't see how he can let that moment go. He's that confident, right? Even when he did it in that fight before, it was Whittaker again, wasn't it? It was the walkout.
I think it was, yeah.
I couldn't believe that he risked doing that and looking like I wouldn't think he looked like a mug. It's a fight. We know he can get done. But to me, personally, I'd go, I ain't doing all that flashy walking out, dance sequences, choreography and all that. First off, I've got to remember to do it and think about doing it. And then if I get banged out, I'm like, what happened to that dance and all that? I'm not like that. I don't think that. I go, no, that was the walkout and it was brilliant. And if you got done, you got done. But it takes a lot of confidence to do that stuff, remember that stuff, and not worry about the result of the fight and how you're going to look after it. So I should think he would, yeah.
I fully agree with all of that. Same, because I remember after he did the little dance, I was like, he better win, because if he doesn't, he's going to have some serious egg on his face. And then he went out and gave a masterful performance. And so I'm the same. I think he is going to do something, and I hope he does, because it's wicked and it's all part of the show, right? So and good on him.
That's what we want, isn't it?
If he does,
it's entertainment as well. That's what we want. So, but don't worry about it. If you're after entertainment, you're after excitement. Don't forget, make sure you tune into the prelims because Modafferi's on there.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you, Sniffer.
No problem. Enough's enough. So we'll go now. We've taken up enough of nobody's time, because you're only taking up people's time if they're watching. The chances of them tuning in is pretty slim. The chances of them tuning in and still being here, how slim can you get? That's as slim as it goes. That's tight as out. No matter how much I turn my body to make myself a slim profile, I can never be slim. So, that's it. See you later. Thanks very much for doing it, both of you. Cheers for your time. Yeah! Yes.
Always on, mate. Always on.
Well, brilliant. I've got my long johns on, so I won't be doing the display because it'll show off what I ain't got. And I'm not doing it. We've seen what he's got on. He's got a T-shirt on that's, got rude stuff on it. So, yeah. Yeah.
I really want to do the thing, Sniffs. Please, can we do it?
What are we supposed to be doing? Oh, yeah, of course, mate. Thanks very much. Let's give it the old...
Come on, Come on.
Brethren knuckle rattles. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Best. I've been waiting all week for that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, mate. And that was the UFC 271 Adesanya versus Whittaker picks from Sniffer Yelland and Johnny Lightning, a.k.a. Johnny Lightning. Yeah, thanks very much. And I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, Johnny. Yoi ichinichi osugoshi kudasai.
Sorry, again?
Yoi ichinichi osugoshi kudasai.
Oh, wicked. Have you just wished me a good day? Thank you, man. Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
Nice one. Right. See you later.
Joygin.